banned by Neve or Kinklemore. Okay, did I get everything right so far? Trishans, congrats. Cool. I'm going through this pretty freaking slow, guys. We're doing pretty good right now. And Angela just described me to the T. Let me just make sure everyone's doing good. What did I describe you for? Congrats, Apex. Yeah. Okay. Everything's going peachy. Okay. All right. So another thing, I'm wondering, do you guys know what social awareness is? What is your level of IQ? Because I've been talking about how Gen Z is very book smart. Y'all are very intellectually smart on paper. In real life, you guys struggle so bad. And social awareness is something you're lacking, which is probably one of the reasons why I've been bumping heads with people lately, because you don't have social awareness. Read the room. You have to read the room. If you don't read the room, I don't give a shit how smart you are on paper. If you can't get your head out of the books and read the freaking room, you got issues. So let's play this video. I love what this guy said here. He made some valid points.
Not your GPA. It's not where you went to college. It's your social awareness level. Being in public and saying things like, am I in the way of anybody right now? Is my music being played too loud right now? Am I annoying anybody right now? And if the answer is yes, immediately.
If you guys think that's being sensitive, you suck. You suck because you're not an adult. Being an adult means you have to give a shit about other people besides yourself. Yes, if you want to blast your music, if you want to be stinky, if you want to be annoying, do that shit in the comfort of your own home when you're pooping or sleeping. That's when you get to be yourself to the fullest. Unless you live with somebody, then I'm sorry, bless your soul. There should be a time and a place for that. But yeah, let's continue.
Really fixing it. Best example of this is the checkout line at a grocery store. People wait until they're in front of the cashier ready to pay to pull out their credit card. You should have had your credit card out 5 minutes ago.
Facts. I love this man. I don't know who this man is, but I love what he's saying. There's a difference between loving someone and loving what they're saying. I do this all the time at the grocery store. I do Apple Pay. If you don't do this, you need to up your game. If you are waiting in line, don't wait for them to tell you the amount. Wait for them to tell you the amount and then pay. Bro, you should have been had this shit out. You should have been waited in line and had this out. Nobody wants to wait. You got to be sharp. You got to think about the next 10 moves before the moves even get to you. And it doesn't make any sense. Like, for example, I'm in the salon all the time. And sometimes I'll be in the back doing God knows what. And people will come in, let's say it's 3 o'clock appointment. And the lady will just sit there before I come out for me to greet her. Girl, go pick your color. Don't wait for me to call you and tell you to do these things. Oh yeah, I didn't pick. I didn't think. No, you need to think. And I know people are like, well, life is hard. Sometimes I just want to relax. Listen, every minute that you're relaxing around other people is when people are judging you the most. And if you don't care if people judge you, then don't complain about how they treat you, because how people judge you is how they treat you. It goes hand in hand. Okay, chat's popping today. Shout out to that. Alex, we miss you. Come back, please. I've grown. I've learned. Maybe come back. I'm going to put that on the soundboard. Alex, we miss you. Thank you for the $10. $10. And we do a sound with that too.
Money, 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 money.
Sweet. Okay. Going back to the video. All right. Why am I on some crackhead shit tonight? Shout out to the panel. Congrats, Apex. Look at that. Everybody's just congrating. This is what I like about the community shit. I don't give a fuck you guys think this is lame or fruity. Fruity is where Angela's at. Okay, cool. Back to the video. And stop losing my attention span.
It's really easy to tell who's high intelligence and low intelligence based on their social awareness levels and based on how courteous they are in public. If you have good social awareness levels, chances are you're really good at business because you have good customer service and good sales skills. So if you hate your 9 to 5 and you have good social awareness levels, follow me for more content.
Follow the guy for more content. Don't know his name, but you'll probably find him again. Yeah, so I often complain about people who say that they do a really good job at their job. Okay. There's plenty of times where we'll hire somebody and they are only good at just their job. If you're only good at, let's say you are a cash register and you're just good at registering the cashier, or cashiering the register? Don't know. Between the two words. Sure, you can maintain that job. You can hold that position. You can just fill that spot for the rest of your life. There's nothing more when owners hire people and they find somebody who's complacent, who just wants to do their job. There's nothing scarier than hiring somebody who dreams bigger than their position, because they know that they will not have you for long. But that means you're always going to be growing. So if you were just working at the cash register and that's your only goal is just to work there, don't complain about somebody else coming in with the same position, but understanding customer service, understanding how to greet people, understanding how to compartmentalize their feelings when they get their ass cursed out or dealing with somebody stupid or have crying babies around them, because they're showing that they can do their job and more. So many times you'll hear people like, why did someone so get promoted? She just got here. Maybe she's better at her job than you. And you can say, well, I've been here longer. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's people who've stayed at their job for years and never gotten a pay raise because you were just filling a spot. You were replaceable. Staying there doesn't mean it's successful. That doesn't equate to actual success. It's like being in a relationship for 20 years and there was no progression. No kids, no money raised, no house built, just two roommates living together, which is where we're going into. Are you in a relationship? Are you in a roommate relationship? We'll find out. Bob, did I get through most of it? Money. 26 people watching. Yeah, actually, don't forget, guys, there's 33 people now. So make sure 33 of you guys go like the video, please. Love you. Hello, AK in the community. Hello. Don't shit on lotto players. Actually, I just started buying lotto players because my uncle told me I should do it because he's Asian. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. But I hate it. I really hate it. I don't know about you guys, but I just buy the little quick picks because I'm too impatient to sit there and pick numbers, but I'm not doing too hot lately. Hello, Dalton. Hello, regulars. Hello, Zarax. Hello, everybody, for being here so far. I'm enjoying this thoroughly. Prefer to be refrigerated, bro. Step aside. Okay, cool. Right. What was I talking about today? We have so many things we need to talk about. I'm gonna get rid of this other video. Okay, so I have 10 more minutes before everybody comes up. What's up, Chris the Rebel? All right, so the question of today is, are you in a healthy relationship? Are you in a relationship or are you just come through a relationship? That's a lot of questions, but a lot of people are in relationships and they haven't really figured out what to do or how to implement what they like and don't like. And I find it to be the most frustrating thing to talk about because then we end up just shutting up and just taking the L. And he's not happy, she's not happy. And how do we state what we want without coming off like a bitch? How do you stay in a relationship as a guy and not just go to work, go home, and just go watch video games? Or watch sports and play video games. Like, aren't we supposed to be growing together? And I know the controversy and the conversation we have online is like, men are, superior, women are just supposed to stay home. Like, yes, can we stop talking about these stupid ass topics? I'm just so tired of having these types of conversation because they're not really real. They're not real. We're not regressing back in time. I don't know which one of you dorks can afford to go work at your 9 to 5 at Chipotle, at your remote job, or at your DoorDash job. I'm not taking away any of the hard work in those jobs, but hard work does not actually mean that you're getting paid what you deserve sometimes. You can work your ass off, you can sweat your ass off, but that doesn't mean you can afford to provide for the whole household, for you, your girl, your kids, actual quality of life, not just eating garbage red 40, GMO food, shitty education, shitty quality of life. All those things matter. So if you guys want to just have a generation full of opportunities, but say, we should regress. She should stay home. She should just stay home and do the bare minimals and do all the chores because I, as a man, don't want to do shit besides just go to work and go home and scratch my balls. Now, some people can afford that, but you are sitting in the top percentage that can afford that. So if you can afford that, obviously it's not here to attack. I'm not here to attack you, but you're not the majority, you're the minority. And the majority wants to figure out how to get along with their wives and husband. Nobody wants to be in a sexless marriage. Nobody wants to sleep in separate rooms because if you're staying together for the kids, think about how the kids can feel the animosity. Think about how they can always tell that you're not freaking happy with each other, but you're just there. Like, I begged my entire childhood for my parents to break up. I was like, y'all need to break the fuck up. This fighting shit gotta go. I can't stand the fighting stuff. So, yeah. Let's see. Everybody's doing good in the chat. Chat's doing good. Gorgeous. Okay. Setting Chief. All right. I think everybody's here. Kat's here, but her device is not connected. I don't know if you can hear me, Kat, but your camera is not connected. So I can't bring you on later. Just wanted to let you know. Okay. What else was I supposed to watch today? There's more videos, but I want to wait for everyone else to come on because y'all are all waiting for me. But I want to make sure. Neve, are you coming on today? Just want to make sure I'll send you the link. I don't know if Great Pell's coming on also, so I'll just send him the link. Bam. I don't know of anybody else. And the reason why I'm being selective with who I bring on, multiple things. I just honestly, guys, like I'm tired of the rah shit. I'm really tired of it. I wish that more of you guys were here to actually find like solutions and actually talk about real shit instead of just always looking for drama. Like the drama shit doesn't make any sense to me. Like I don't know what the purpose is with the drama. Sure for content, but like if you want to constantly feed in like your little bullshit dopamine that you got so used to scrolling on TikTok or scrolling looking at porn and shit, you're not going to be happy here. Daryl, thank you. Yes, yeah, it's not really healthy for kids to watch their parents fight all the time. It's much better if they separate and are actually to be happy. Yes. I think I saw that stat somewhere, but wasn't really sure. Okay, let's see. Perfect. I'm just gonna start bringing everybody up. I wonder if everybody's in a relationship. Make sure. Nope. Cat's not connected. I can't bring her up. She's still working it out. Okay. While they're there, I'm just gonna go through a video. Reasons why relationships fail is because I want to play the video and they're gonna come back on again. Boundary. Actually, I like this video. I'm gonna watch this one. You're gonna watch it with me. You don't have to. You don't have a choice because you're gonna have to because you're here. Bam. All right, let's talk about
Someone has a
boundaries.
negative reaction to your boundaries doesn't mean you did it wrong. Some people will always be threatened by your boundaries because it makes you a whole lot harder to control and manipulate, doesn't it? And isn't it funny how you're called immature and rude when you leave a conversation because they were yelling at you or calling you stupid or being...
I actually have experienced this like 3 times this week, but it was part of the territory. So part of the territory of entering new spaces and being around new people, you're going to deal with a lot of personalities. You're going to deal with people with PTSD. You're going to deal with people who have their own issues and they often project on you. And I fucking hate it. I hate it so bad. Oh, Berto. Berto, you ready? I just want to make sure I see you walking around. I'm 5 minutes early. I'll bring you back on in 5 minutes. I'll leave you alone. Bye-bye. Your mic wasn't on, by the way, but I see you walking around. Can you tell Kat that her camera is not working? That she's not connected, by the way? She's backstage, but she's not connected. Please and thank you. What'd you say?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. What'd you say?
All right. I said, okay. Yeah. Sorry. Had to take the dogs out and whatever. So I'll go ahead and send Kat that message.
Cool. Thank you. Do you want to stay here now or are you ready to hop on? I'm a bit early, but just trying to get everybody.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. Give me like 2 minutes.
Oh, I'll talk to you in 5 then. Okay, I'll give you 5. Bye-bye. Okay, back to the video.
Being blatantly disrespectful. And yet somehow it's your boundaries that caused the problem. Somehow you're giving up on them or not loving them. Yeah. Or it was because you knew you didn't deserve to be yelled at or belittled. The truth is some people will never be capable of the self-reflection, personal accountability, and emotional maturity necessary for a safe, healthy relationship.
Do you know how many times I deal with this shit in a week? I extend myself in different people, different jobs, different places. I actually went to go manage a new place this week, actually. And the amount of people there that just weren't ready for me to be there. One, because I'm usually the youngest person in the place, or the fact that I'm a girl and Americanized. They don't really like me in the beginning. I'm fully aware of it. But I know that if I stay consistent and I just make sure I come in there with good faith, you'll win some, you lose some. And one thing I hate the most is when people do the whole I told you so. Listen, no one needs to fucking beat me down. I'm aware of where I extend my kindness. It sucks sometimes that if I walk around with a chip on my shoulder and I don't extend my, like, I don't know, my hope, my hope for humanity. Like, if I'm wrong for having hope for humanity, then I'm sorry. But I do believe that some people can change. Some people are just fucking spoiled rotten. That's not my job. But I'd like to at least try, and I like to at least let people dig their own grave. So whenever you set up boundaries, from my experiences, it's your boundaries. You can set these fucking, it's your preference. If you want to go date a younger chick, if you want to go date an older guy, if you like dark skin, light skin, if you like Asian, white, I don't care what you like. I just care about if your boundary actually makes sense. Does it make sense, or are you being a hypocrite? And one of the things I don't like to do with people too much is, I love joking, but I can't joke with too many people because I find it to be, they cross the line and become very disrespectful. And it sucks because I think joking really just makes the room better. I think that we can laugh off a lot of things, but that shouldn't be your leading personality. I think that when people make joking, and I don't know if you guys have this issue, but when people say disrespectful shit to you, especially if you don't know them, there's no actual like underlining relationship. You can't just sit there and just disrespectful somebody and be like, haha, just joking, just joking. No, you're not fucking joking. You're a coward. You say stupid shit. I check you. We can either move on from them, be like, yo, my bad, didn't know. Let's not do it again. My bad, didn't know. A lot of people don't mind this, but I guess you don't. If you can just own that what you did was not fucking normal, I can actually move past it. But nothing pisses me off more when I set a boundary like, hey, as you guys may know, I mention all the time, I talk about my husband, meaning like I'm in a relationship, I'm happy, but I want to respect my privacy. The fact that I work online, he doesn't. And also, I like my privacy of my own life. But I always bring him out of the respect to acknowledge that he exists. And I don't like when I deal with anybody who drags my husband. And now someone's like, oh, well, you're working on the internet, you should be aware of this. I don't care if it's trolls trolling me. That doesn't bother me. There's no face to it. But if I've spoken to you personally, if I bonded with you, if I expressed to you, if I've been vulnerable with you, if we bantered back and forth, if we've created some sort of boundary or talked on some sort of basis, and you want to go ahead and, I don't know, step over the line, shit test me, and I'm like, back it up a little bit, don't like it, no me gusta, and you want to be like, oh, you're being triggered, you're being a pussy. Oh, am I? Well, in that case, since you don't understand how to handle boundaries and rejection, and just take it a couple of steps back, then I have to let you go. Because one thing I don't do is, we're not doing that. You can drag me, don't drag my family, don't drag my husband, especially if I know how you look like. Especially if I know how your voice is, if I know your backstory, if we've conversed, I just find it crazy that people don't do that. So yeah, I just think it's absolutely crazy. So yeah, boundaries, really important. Don't feel bad for it.
Relationship. Your job is to make sure you can recognize when they try to convince you that you're the problem for asking for the bare minimum levels of respect and kindness,
Human decency. Human decency.
even during a conflict. Because it seems to me that healthy boundaries are only a threat to unhealthy people. What do you think? Agree or disagree?
Facts. Yeah, only unhealthy people don't like boundaries is what I'm going to say. Because me, personally, we can take it there. But we can only take it there after we've done a hard days of work. If we've all bonded on some hard day work, you work hard, you play hard. Work hard first, play later. But some of y'all are just fucking childish. Your leading personality is to fucking joke all day long. That is so ridiculous. What else do you have to offer the community? I don't care how much you can offer to yourself. We all know that people are selfish, but if you actually can't pay it forward, contribute to the community, actually give a shit about anyone else besides yourself, girl or guy, you have no place being here. Yeah, that's where I stand at with that. Oh, yay. They're here. They're here. Okay, with that, we're going to go on to the official title of this whole video is relationships. Are you in a roommate relationship, and how to tackle when we have issues with each other? So first victim we have here is Beatin Cheeks Berto.
What's up?
What's up? Second victim we have here is Kat. I don't know how to say your last name, so you can say that yourself because I don't want to jank it up.
Hello.
Hello.
Kat, what the fuck is wrong with your camera?
Oh my god, is it too close?
No, we're
no,
fine now. We're good? Testing.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good. Was there supposed to be another girl that you invited, or is it just Kat for now? So I'm
Yeah, she's in California, but she should be setting up her shit. Give me a minute.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. I'm just to make sure we're on the same page with everything. Okay. Hi guys, how are you?
Said you wanted females, so I got you some females.
Oh yeah, no, you came in super clutch with the girls, the girly girls. Girly girls. It's hard to find women on, I don't know, social media because most women
I don't have social media.
yeah, okay. Okay, Berto.
I don't.
At
I just
all?
troll a little bit. I don't have any Instagram. I don't have no Facebook. I never had Instagram. I never had TikTok. I'm against all that bullshit.
Okay. Cool. Kat, do you have any socials or do you do any content creating or are you just purely a victim here?
I do a
She's a
little
victim.
bit for fun,
Oh, okay. So what kind of content do you do?
mostly like health stuff, sometimes live streaming, just chatting garbage.
Hey, say less, say less, say less. Okay.
I'll be honest. Kat's got me more comfortable behind the camera, so I have to thank her for that a little bit.
Really? How'd you do
Yeah.
that?
Her and I started doing like our own test streams from before on Rumble, seeing what I can or can't get away with, you know. But we're on YouTube, so I'm definitely gonna be very censored for you.
Thank you. I
So
appreciate you. I'd like to maintain my PG-ness for my family and my friends in real life. Yeah.
my Rumble is going. They're liking you already, Angelo.
Oh, they're not gonna like the shit I have to say. So there's that.
We'll see about that. Josie said she's about to cup on. Do you see her by chance?
Where's Josie at? Is she in the comment section?
She just texted me.
I don't see her in the back yet. So in the meanwhile,
Okay, yeah, maybe I don't know.
yeah, no worries. We'll give it like another 3 minutes before we start shooting the bull because I'd hate to start the video and then they show up later. What was I gonna say again? Okay, so
go ahead.
Okay. So, Berto, how are you able to get women on your side? You seem like you have like a pretty healthy relationship with women. How are you able to do this? You're like a ladies' man or something?
Fuck no, I'm no ladies' man. I am definitely not a pickup artist. I'm not. I don't know. I ain't nothing. I'm just a regular human being, just living life. I live in my mom's basement. I work at McDonald's. I think I'm doing all right. I haven't left this area code since I moved here from Honduras when I was like 8 years old. So I don't know what the world is like. I'm extremely not well traveled. Oh shit. So no, I'm definitely like I was actually being honest about the first half of that. I don't know. I'm just, I treat everybody with respect that actually deserves it. If a woman's gonna be a bitch, I'm gonna call her out on it.
Okay, all right. Let's start with is anybody here in a relationship? What's the relationship status? If we're open to talking about it, not into depth, obviously. Current relationship status, and how old are you? If you want to talk about that too.
Who do you want? You go first, Kat. Ladies first.
I'm incredibly old and I'm married for like almost 20 years or something.
Oh, yay! They got someone in a healthy relationship, I think. 20 years, but we can go into that. So do you think 20 years is a good way to quantify if someone's in a successful relationship, or is it just like part of being in a relationship?
I mean, you can be unhappily married or happily married, or you can be separated and legally married. So I don't think so. I think if you're happy, that's how you know you're in a happy relationship.
Nice. I'm gonna say you're happy because you don't have any wrinkles on your forehead or anywhere on your face. It's just looking like a
People
porcelain doll
tell
right
me
now.
that, and I think there's something to that. Like when you're unhappy, you like scrunch your face more, even if you have Botox.
Really? I scrunch my face looking at my bank account, so that shit's pretty sad sometimes. Okay, love that. Berto, what's the relationship status? What are we looking at?
I have not had a girlfriend in, I don't know, 80 years. Let's see. I've never been married, no kids. I am 36. I guess a big reason why I have not had any real relationships is because of the fact that I move around a lot until like the past, like, I don't know, year or so. What are you laughing about, Kat?
They think I got married young.
Yeah, she got in one of those arranged marriages over in like Pakistan, where she's from.
Shut up.
So,
Okay,
those fucking work really well. But anyways, no, bitch, I'm not doing Tinder experiments, you idiot. And I'm not talking about Colombia unless they ask. So no. But yeah, I'm just a single man, looking to retire a woman out of her career if she likes. If not, I'm just looking for a woman to have like at least 5 kids. I want to have a big ass family. That's all. So I can do that now.
you can do that now. Working at McDonald's, I'm questioning.
Well, yeah, obviously, and also the basement that I live in is huge. I can have so many kids down here. So,
alive kids or like dead kids? Because this doesn't sound too nice right now.
well, alive, obviously, with all the free Happy Meals I can give them. They might be a little obese and whatnot, but they'll live a little.
Okay.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, your story's not adding up, so we're gonna have to harp on that in a minute.
God damn it!
Yeah,
Everyone's calling me a liar on my shit.
no
I don't
kids.
lie.
This is supposed to be an honest, safe space, Berto. It seems like there's a lot of lies going on here.
Oh, all right. I was honest. I told you. I am 36. No, never been married. No relationship. I'm single as a bird. What?
You're talking to his roommates. Oh wait, is it Josie? Josie's here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yay!
What's up?
All right, Josie, what's up?
Oh my god, my lightning's terrible. Sorry about that. I had technical issues.
It's okay.
all good.
I'm just happy it's not a sausage fest here for once. Woot woot! Who would have knew it was the guy that was going to be bringing on girls? This is awesome. This is awesome.
Well, yeah, I'm not exactly not your typical, let's say, but it's all good. You can only bring autistic girls, is what I mean.
Oh, nice. So that sounds like most of my crowd.
That was supposed to be a joke, but it's all good.
It's okay. We're warming up to
You
that.
can laugh.
Everybody here was introducing their current relationship status and how long they've been in a relationship if you are in one. A little background knowledge. It's your turn, Josie.
Oh, that's my turn. Okay. So I'm in a relationship. I've been for about like 2 years. Was married a long time ago, a while ago. But now it's like boyfriend, But I've been like, I was divorced. Like I was, I got married at first time at like 22 and got divorced at like 25. Then I got in a new relationship 26 and I'm now 28. So that's the story.
Nice. People that are touching grass for once. This is nice. Have you guys been meeting a lot of people online that doesn't touch grass and doesn't go outside? Is this something common that we run into, or is this just like me that I feel like I'm meeting everybody online that doesn't even know what human interaction is or having a girlfriend at least?
What do you mean, like meeting online?
Whoa, you calling me out?
I'm using your words against you. Berto says that he doesn't have girlfriends and he doesn't touch grass and he hasn't left home and he's in a basement.
Okay, God damn it. I do. All right, yes, I do go out. I have my own business and I do I started my Rumble just early this year. And I do touch grass quite often. I actually travel quite often. I like to fly in between South America and the Middle East as often as possible to save my sanity from dealing with these 304s. But unbeknownst to a lot of people, I do have a lot of mileage on me of where I have lived. So I would have to say the whole passport bros thing. We can definitely talk about that today too. We did that offline. If you want, Angela, we can definitely talk about that. But long story short, that's who I really am. I'm not a passport bro. I've been traveling before this shit became like a thing. And for the record, this passport bro shit ain't for just blacks. It's been going on before even black people knew how to even, not be afraid of airplanes, let alone the water. I can say that.
Nobody knows the
nobody knows
right now,
and nobody knows, but yeah, Angela can explain later about that. But anyways,
I know because Americans are racist, that's why.
Oh no, it was not actually
Y'all
racist
make
at
everything
all.
about race and like skin color. Like I'm like, no, that's like foundation shade we're talking about. And people are like, no, there's a whole like cultural thing. I'm like, yeah, like I looked into it, I see where it comes from, you know. But it's just weird to me. Like ever since I moved here, I noticed that it's like, well, black people need more help. I'm like, foundation shade 403 needs more help. Like, how does that make sense? You know? I don't know. That's just
That's fucking crazy. But anyways,
Oh Lord.
yeah,
Okay.
I mean that's just a little like backhand spiel of who I am, what I am, and I am very unhinged on Rumble, and I'm just keeping it chill, so I don't get Angela demonetized, and let's have a nice little civil conversation like she wants, right? I know
Thank you.
my Rumble's going crazy for me to actually say some wild shit, but y'all need to chill the
Sorry.
fuck out.
Birdo's on some PG shit, so thank you. Okay, so let's get into the first video of people that struggle being in relationships. This is my favorite white dude on TikTok. He seems to give some pretty good, outstanding information that seems to be quite relatable, not controversial for anybody who's looking for the rah-rah. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but we're adults here talking about adulty shit. So
yeah.
hold on.
That's simply not.
Yeah. Okay. Now, everybody here has been in a relationship or is in a relationship. So, do you guys think relationships are supposed to have conflicts? And does it sound healthy to have conflicts, or should everybody be in a general, pretty peaceful PG relationship? Starting with, let's do Josie. Do you think conflicts are supposed to be in relationships?
No, but they will be, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like they're not supposed to be. They will happen. If they don't happen, cool. If they do, you gotta be able to overcome those conflicts. But it's good. The majority of people, I believe, will most likely undergo two conflicts. If you don't, good for you.
Okay. Awesome. Kat?
Yeah, I think conflicts are normal. Everybody can disagree, and it's just how you have the conflict that matters. Are you working towards a resolution, or are you just attacking each other and putting each other down? It's a completely different goal.
Nice. Okay. Thank you. Birdo?
There's never like a peaceful relationship, in my opinion. As someone that's never been in a serious relationship in quite a long time, that's been very difficult for me as I have certain standards that I set. And if I were to get in a serious relationship with somebody and they have any issues later on down the road, and that seems to be a problem with them, then they can just, walk out on, or I just, give them the boot. So I set my shit, upon, talking to any woman that I'm interested in. So yeah, even after you get to know somebody, yeah, there's going to be conflicts. Nothing's perfect. So it is healthy. As like Kat just said, there's a resolution, that all parties are, agreed on, then that's good.
Okay. Awesome. I think we'll dive into that after this video. Let's watch this shit. All right, Mr. PG, where are you at?
You won't have. All right, one of the biggest misconceptions is that if your relationship is healthy, you won't have conflict. That's simply not true. Conflict will always be a part of even a healthy relationship. Now, don't get me wrong, the goal is that conflicts get less frequent and less severe from a destructive standpoint, and the more we learn about each other, the easier it is to predict what might cause conflicts. But that doesn't mean they go away completely. And what makes the difference in all this is whether or not we can repair them. If you can't repair conflicts, that's why you might keep having the same ones over and over again. That's why you might feel like there's no point in even arguing. That's why you feel like you're roommates within this relationship. Okay, so what even is repair? Repair is intentionally revisiting a moment of disconnection, taking accountability for what I could have done better, apologizing, asking them to share how my behavior impacted them emotionally, physically, or psychologically, validating those feelings as real and important, and stating what you want to do differently in the future, and then actually following through. That's repair. And this won't come naturally for most of us, at least it didn't for me. We have to be intentional and practice it. And we can repair even during a conflict with things like touch and humor and eye contact and being curious and validating, taking a break when things get too heated. It's all repair. But the main takeaway is that conflict can pull us apart and disconnect us if we let it. But if you're both willing, conflict can also be an opportunity for growth and understanding and reconnection. But the best way to do that is learning how to repair. All right, one of the biggest misconceptions.
All right, calm down, white boy. Okay, so any thoughts on the video? I see you guys cackling about there. What are we laughing about? I want to know what's funny. What's funny?
It's because it's a lot of yada 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 for nothing.
What?
Yeah.
There's so many dumbasses out there that you have to go into yada yada. I think my biggest issue with this relationship is everybody wants everything on just such bullet points, and the short attention span is why people can't seem to be in a relationship. Because the minute there's a little bit of chaos, a little bit of friction, we'll simplify it. It's too complicated. But to me, it's like shit's complicated because we want more in life. So things have to be working on, because to me, people are fucking stupid. So stupid needs to listen so we both can converse. Not everything to me is going to be like TikTok 30-second videos to where like it makes us happy.
It's a TikTok 30 seconds. So why didn't you make it a TikTok 15 seconds?
Wait, I can't hear you. What were you saying?
I said that was a TikTok, no?
Yeah, but the TikTok is from a longer video that he broke it up and put it into a thing. It wasn't just like he only formed like caters to like short form content.
I just feel like he could have make it shorter. That was just a lot of words to mean like 2 or 3 bullet points max. That was just a lot of word for a lot of nice words. Like, okay,
Not
could
a
have
big
blended
word salad.
well. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm very like, what could I say? It's not that I have a
You're
full
direct.
attention. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just like, just get it, land the plane, you know?
Sure. Yeah. I like what you're saying. Don't get me wrong, I'm not dismissing that. I think that there's two people in relationships. There's one person that's really short and straightforward, and there's one person that's trying to at least dive into the complexity. So I mean, I have people on here sometimes that will like it very short and simple, but not everything, in my opinion, is that short and simple. Like we have to kind of break it down. So I mean, I guess it just depends on like everyone's receptor for it, like, I don't know, information. Kat, any thoughts on the video?
I mean, not the video, but I think nowadays people think whenever you have any conflict, end the relationship and just find someone else, because they have this illusion of like choice when they're young. They're always swiping. And what you don't understand is you have to go through conflicts to have these long-term relationships that are successful. And sometimes you're going to have a few weeks or days where maybe you're, you know, going through an argument and trying to resolve it before you get over it. And that's what makes you stronger. So when people give up every time there's a disagreement, that's the problem I think people are having nowadays, that they haven't seen people go through arguments and go on the other side.
Good shit. Thank you
I
for that.
Can I add on?
No, feel free. This is free range. If y'all want to banter
Oh,
back and forth,
gotcha.
punch away. Yeah.
I just want to be polite, you know.
Oh no, you don't have to. You can be like Birdo and just be like blunt. I mean, like to a certain degree, everybody can kind of be their self. It's just more so like, don't get us demonetized for, you know, throwing off
Gotcha.
too many slurs. Yeah.
Gotcha. So what he was explaining is basically when you have conflicts in a relationship, you need to take a step back and say, okay, where did I mess up? Before saying you, the problem is you, is to look back and be like, you know, introspective, and to be able to say, okay, how can I say that? Okay, how can I improve, and what can the other person do to help me improve? So as far as like that's saying the word like beyond repair or fixing problems, is that okay, are you actually willing to work on those issues in the first place? Because there are problems, like let's say somebody that, I don't know, has like drug issues, for example. Some people might just not be willing to put up with that and then be like, I'm out, you know? It's like, are you willing to repair at that point?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Of course. Yeah. No, so I guess the position would be like, okay, everyone that's in a relationship, if you're in a relationship, I would assume, because I'm not really into the whole hookup culture thing and I don't really advocate for that. So I guess if you're in hookup culture, there really be no fighting for a relationship. But if you're in a at least committed relationship, wouldn't we kind of all be wanting to fight for the relationship? It's just a matter of how do we fight for the relationship?
It depends on what, you know, the fighting is about. As long as it's not an argumentative relationship, which is something that I never want, then that's
I think
that's
you
a
need
whole
like
entirely
concrete
different.
examples. a thing?
I don't know. She's bitching about a bunch of shit while I'm already busy. I don't know. Typical, stuff
Be
that
more
you hear about all the
precise.
time.
Do you
I
think
don't
that if
know.
you're
Let's see. If
Berto,
I'm
if you're in a relationship with a woman, do you think she just randomly starts bitching about shit? Like, is that just what your idea of what women does in relationships?
my God, no, I do not think that. But I will say I have been in a relationship where I was working a lot. She didn't do shit in the house. She stayed at my place. And then she got mad at me why I wasn't doing, certain things. And I'm like, lady, are you fucking kidding me right now? No. She had to go.
So
Now, if it was like a conflict for there was another issue, for example, because I'm not a plumber or electrician, something goes wrong around the house and something I can't do, then that's like a different kind of problem. Yeah, I can call somebody in and fix that. But she comes in and starts saying, oh, I don't do this and I don't do that, I'm like, oh hell no, that's a red flag for me. But then again, I really pretty picky on that.
so
Because
let
we don't
me
want argumentative women. That's all that there is to it.
nobody wants argumentative people. It's not gender specific to women. I don't want an argumentative man either. So I think it's just one of those things where it's not exclusive to just women. But I'm gonna pry on what you just said. You were with a girl who wasn't doing shit and you were working a lot. Now, if I see a spoiled kid, I don't generally blame the kid. I blame the parents. So if you're dating a girl who's a spoiled brat, was she a spoiled brat from the beginning, or did she become a spoiled brat because you enabled certain activities?
Probably because I enabled. I don't know. Actually, fuck. No, I wouldn't say she was a spoiled brat, but I don't know. Now you got me really digging deep on her shit.
I'm just wondering because okay, we throw out these blanket statements, and it's for men or for women. I wish there was another guy here to contest to this, but everybody has a life. This is what I get for having an adult crowd. But I think that when I hear people say like, I had a bitching girlfriend or wife, so I have two theories in mind. You have a woman who's trying to bring up a pressing issue, like I don't know, like she worked also a 9 to 5. Not everybody is a business owner like you, Berto, but let's say two people who are in a business relation or in a relationship with 9 to 5. He works all day, she works all day. He got home first, she didn't. She just kind of wanted him to just pick up after himself for once. That could be a pressing issue. That's a realistic pressing issue. Or you date a sugar baby and then like she doesn't do shit, but she has a fat ass, and the next thing you know, you're like, bitch, I've provided all this for you and you can't seem to reciprocate shit. But she wasn't in the relationship to give, she was only there to receive. So
I was lucky that she was not a sugar baby. I already knew that from the off. We met at I used to live in. This is when I lived in California, and I met her when I was at the park, and then I happened to go to the same crepe place all the time, and I saw that fat ass, and I said, "Hey, what's up?" I like to meet her, and just took it from there, and I just started a conversation. She had a dog too. It was pretty easy to converse with other people that have dogs, and we went out, and it was great. And then next thing you know, she didn't give me the whole spoiled girl vibe, but she was a little argumentative, but I didn't care because I was still enamored with her ass. So her attitude wasn't such an issue at the time until her and I started actually being in a relationship. You know what I mean? Then I was ignoring the red flags at the beginning. I didn't really set any boundaries at the time. I was a little simpy. Yeah.
Gotcha.
okay.
That was back in the day, though. I'll admit,
mean,
I was.
I mean,
Oh.
I can
You
respect
said
the
you haven't been in a
honesty.
relationship for a while, so
Yeah, I was.
Okay, so is it fair to say that she wasn't bitchy because she was bitchy? It was her personality, and you permitted it by being with her, by simping?
I think so, yeah. And
Because women
I
do
can
that.
tell. I definitely lost a little bit of respect towards the end of that relationship because I just recently had at the time a job offer to leave California, and asked her to come with me. She said no, she wanted to go to Colorado, and next thing you know, she wanted to stay in touch, and I was like, if we're ending things, I'm not the type that you want to stay in touch with. And I find out at this time because she met one of my best friends who does have Instagram. Him and I moved to Atlanta. She moved to Colorado, and next thing you know, he sent me screenshots of her going back to her ex-boyfriend. I was like, oh shit! I was just like an in-between guy between her travels. And guess what her job was? She was a travel nurse.
All right. So what did we learn, Berto? Not to simp or not to date travel nurses? What are we trying to get from this?
Both. Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
I just want to make sure. So, okay, I think it's fair to assess that maybe we shouldn't say that women are bitching. That maybe we should stop
No,
dating.
that was on my I only blame myself for that because I
Men need to
stuck at that
set
without
their
I didn't
boundaries
and
and
now
not put up with that
exactly.
kind of shit. Like they say, oh, you're being abusive if you do that, and be like, no, it's like you shut up or you pack your shit. That's it.
Yeah,
And they're like, oh, that's abusive, that's manipulating, that's controlling. No, it's literally boundaries. Like you pay for all this shit in the house. Like that's the bare freaking minimum. Like, sorry.
yeah, with her, she definitely was pushing my buttons a lot because I thought she would be clean because she was setting the house in order, and then all of a sudden she got lazier and they started yelling at me for things like you mentioned, like, oh, I didn't make the bed once, and then yeah, I was like, okay, that's yeah,
Just
but
fucking make
that was so simple. But that was back then. Now with every girl that I hang out with, I do set my boundaries, and then what?
Hang out.
Anyways, the girl that I
You
do
remind
see
me of
now,
you remind me of people who like can't say I love you to somebody because it's like, oh, we don't say the L word around here because we only hang out. The way you said that.
I don't say it. I mean, I don't. I've never been in love with another woman before, but I thought I was back when I was in my early 20s. But yeah, I didn't
I
shit.
feel like
But
you're the kind
anyways,
of guy who says I love you when you're like drunk, like you love people a lot. Is that me or?
Were you asking Berta that? Wait, what's the question?
Yeah, Berto. Like I feel like if you have like a few drinks, like you're like, oh, I love you, man. I don't know why. Maybe it's the bow
no,
tie.
maybe it's the bow tie. I was gonna wear that, but I was like, fuck, no, I'll wear it next time. But
No, I like
yeah,
the casual look. It's cool. The casual look is dope. I like people in casual shit.
yeah. But anyways, yeah, man. This is all about the conflicts, right? So all I know is that I know that in any any woman I'm interested in, and if I want to pursue some sort of relationship, the best advice that I would get is from actually people that are married, for a long time, who have some family traditions, because I know they always have some sort of issues, and I ask them, hey, how do you guys deal with this stuff? And they have a certain way, and then I try and take that to whatever I'm gonna put forward in my future relationships, so. That's the
Okay.
best thing that I can, take from that. I definitely don't take advice from anyone online. I don't know, just anybody, any TikTok idiot,
All right. Well, let
I
me
don't
see
take
what
advice.
how cat does cat. So you're married. How do you distribute the chores in your house, and how do you implement what you like, your preferences to your husband?
Well, thankfully, my husband was very clean when I met him. He lived alone. He did everything by himself, so he knew how to do everything. He takes care of himself, like his own stuff. Like he puts stuff in the laundry basket. He doesn't leave things on the floor like some other guys that were raised like mama's boys type guys. He's not like that. So, he'll put the toilet seat down. I don't have to tell him these things because his mom already explained to him how to be clean. So we don't really have discussions about that. I do all the housework unless like we have a party and I only have a few minutes and I need help, and then he'll help me. But it's not like you do this and I don't help do this. That never comes up because we both want a clean house. We just start doing it. And I'm home. So, he works and I'm a stay-at-home mom. So I clean because I'm here. It only makes sense. But if I need help, he helps me and he'll do the dirty stuff like the lawn and whatever.
What's the last conflict you and your husband had?
He was stressed
out. Personal, you don't have to.
No, I don't give a crap. He was stressed out, and well, it was with my kid. My kid was screaming, her tooth was coming out, blood's everywhere, whatever. So he didn't know. He was playing video games, and I called him over and I'm like, hey, come here, I need help, whatever, because she's screaming and I'm like stressed out. And then he didn't know like that I was already stressed out. And then she's like, oh, I don't want to wear my mouth guard, whatever, because my tooth is falling out, it's bleeding. And then he's like, no, you have to wear it because it's very expensive. And I'm like, no, just it's not worth it. Just one night will not make a difference. And then he started screaming at me. He's like, why are you, we paid for this. And he didn't understand that she was crying before and she was not going to go to sleep. It's like this stupid misunderstanding type of fight. And then he gets mad because I yelled at him. And then I get mad that he yelled at me. And then after a few minutes, we came back and I explained to him, this is why, because I was frustrated before you came in because of that. And he's like, well, I didn't know that. And I'm like, yeah, so you assumed that it was because I was just yelling at you for no reason. And he's like, well, I didn't realize you were stressed out because of what happened before. And I thought you were just yelling at me. I'm like, why would I do that?
It seems like you have like the discernment to like verbalize like your feelings even when you're frustrated. Is that something that you developed, or is that something you learned in the relationship, or you just, I don't know, picked that up over the years? Like, how's that something that you're able to implement that I find most people tend to skip because you're mad, he's mad, and then we just sleep in separate beds after that?
Yeah, no, like I definitely say, this is where I'm coming from. And I always go, were you thinking that I was doing this and this because of this, this, and that? And then he'll go, yes or no or whatever. And he'll do the same thing to me. And we're both very anxious, like stressed type of people. So we do like blow up occasionally if something goes wrong and we get too overwhelmed. I mean, that's normal. We're human. We're not like robots. So we're going to do that. But we do come back and go, oh, I was stressed out about this. It was not because of you. Oh, I had a headache and I was a little on edge. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. And whatever. It's just very chill. And that's why we don't have these extended fights people have, because it's like, we calm down and then we go, this is what I was thinking. This is where I'm coming from.
True.
And we work it out.
Nice. Josie, when's the last time you got into a fight with your significant other?
I don't know if we can just call it fight, because we're both, first, we both have anger issues, so that's one. And well, I'm a very impulsive person. And we're both very emotional people that, like, if he gets stressed out or frustrated, he's like stressed out. He's the kind of person that he's like, I couldn't own a gun because I would freaking shoot somebody.
Holy fuck.
Like he's just like, it would, like that type of people that like curses at drivers and be like, oh, don't beat on the motherfucker. And I'm kind of like that too. Not as bad. Because I learned when I immigrated here, I learned that if you punch first, you're the one going to jail, you're guilty. So you can scream as much as you want, but don't punch first, because you're going to jail and you're getting deported. So
what's your nationality? Where are you from?
I'm from Canada.
From where?
Quebec.
Oh, okay, got it. Sorry, your
Okay.
audio is like a little muffly. I didn't know if that was like through your headphone. Is anyone else feeling that, or is it just me?
It is a little muffly.
Okay, let me fix that for you. I'm gonna try on the. It's possible. Honestly, it's the first time I'm using this setup.
No, you're good.
Are you on a Linux machine?
Me?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I'm like on a screen that's so wide that I need a freaking relief band. Otherwise, I get motion sickness.
No worries. Take your time. While you're messing with that, I'm gonna just touch on. So I like how Kat said that she communicated. I think that's something that I hear a lot in I don't know, these conversations online and in real life. People always say communicate. One person could be saying what they feel, but the other person may not be receptive. So how can we get through to somebody if we're speaking in, let's say, we often hear women language, man language. Like if somebody's talking, it's like, okay, that's too much word salad, or that's too much jibber jabber. What if that's the only type of like language you know, and the other person doesn't want to understand? How do you get through to somebody if that's all you know? Anybody?
I would hope whoever I'm dating knows how direct I am. So that's all I can say.
So it's your way or the highway, right, Berto? That's kind of the style for you?
Yeah, not exactly, but yeah, it kind of is. In a way, I'm not always gonna listen to my significant other's opinion. I don't know everything. I'm not Mr. Know-it-all, but from my past experiences, I like to hear them out, and if it doesn't seem right, then I'll go a different route. Because yeah, it's not exactly my way or the highway, but
I mean, it kind of sounds like it, because it's like, Kat's agreeing with me. I'm not attacking him. This isn't like a woman Me Too movement right now, but I just want to say it kind of sounds like it's Berto way or no way. So I'm curious how that would work in a relationship when it comes to like how you set like the things that you guys like, boundaries and rules and stuff. If it's like if you won't conform or anything. I think Josie's back white noise is picking up.
Yeah,
now.
am I? Is that good or?
Your voice sounds better, but there's some sort of background noise.
Oh, okay. Let me. Oh, Mike. Okay, is that better?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can do
I
that.
think that was the echo cancellation.
Okay, cool.
Or maybe I just need to be louder. Stupid, like,
No.
cheap webcam.
It's okay. We can get subtitles for you if anything. Worst case scenario.
I'm gonna try to, like, not get too, not be too fob about it.
So,
Okay,
anyways, back to my thing, my way or the highway. Yeah, it can be looked upon that way, but I don't want to be with a fucking robot, of a girlfriend. I do want her to be some opinions, like I told you before. I'm not a know-it-all. I don't ever try to be, and I'm always willing to learn from off my significant other, no matter what. I always do. But if the idea doesn't seem right, then I go ask for, opinions from others, that are more well versed in whatever issues that I'm having. That's all there is.
wait. If you have opinions, you wouldn't ask your girl. You would ask other people.
No, she would. If I'm dating somebody and with like within in-house, of course I'm gonna ask her for her opinion. But if it doesn't seem right, then I will go outside and speak to people close to me about, said issue.
Whoa, Josie.
What?
What is that? Wait, hold on. Yeah, that's Josie for sure.
Messed with the input. I guess it worked a little too well.
Yeah, no, we were good there. Don't worry. You're good. You're good. We're good.
But another thing is, like I said, whenever I enter into a relationship, I'm already, direct with, everything that I have. I already set my standards. Otherwise, this girl's not even gonna make it, past, first base, because I'm looking for, because I'm trying to lose my virginity, so.
Stop,
Find
Berto.
out
God
why.
damn, you keep derailing this shit. I can't deal with you right now.
All right, but on the real though, I do set my boundaries up forward and up front. If they don't like it, there's a door. I mean, I'm not gonna. I cave too much. I simp too much in my days, and I know what I want. What I want is not even that crazy either. And the only people that find it crazy are these angry ass feminists and fat girls. So it's like, well, obviously I'm not into you, so you can peace out.
I'm gonna
It's
be
that
honest
simple.
with you, like I'd rather like get into like a guy's frame than having to like bring my own frame. Like I don't want to do that. It's like okay, like you have your way of living, and like I'll just like blend into that for some reason. I don't know why, but it's
Wait,
just
so
like
you would adopt the guy's personality or favor his traits that he likes to be with the
or
guy
the
that you like?
house, let's say.
The house?
Yeah, like I'm talking like how the things are like around the house and stuff, and his routine, I would like adapt to his routine, what he already has. But the kind of relationship that I have right now is that it's like, okay, he's like the breadwinner, and I make like the house comfortable. Like I cook the food every day. Like I do the women stuff basically. Like
Okay. Yeah, I
so
think
if
that's pretty normal. I mean, everybody here seems pretty normal. I don't know about Berto. Berto's a little bit. He's under review right now. But anybody here that's in a relationship, like we kind of have like normal domestic household stuff that we have to do. I mean, this is pretty normal. I do. Kat does. Josie does. Does your partner or husband ever have to like help, or does he just know instinctually that it's something you guys have to train them? How do you guys get your partners to like be a little
Brain.
hands-on? Because
What are we,
historically,
dogs?
no, I mean it's a terrible word, but that's how most people would frame it, unfortunately. And wait, aren't you like CEO of freedom of speech here? This is not the time and place to be sensitive here, sir.
I'm always sensitive. You know that.
Yeah, bendito. So if you're, everybody that doesn't have like a, I don't know, six-figure husband. If your husband could help around the house, or you wanted him and you're having a tough day that day, how do you guys get your partner to help? Like if they're not, traditionally doing it or historically knowing how to be hands-on to the way that you want it. What if he puts the dishes in the pantry and puts the white clothes with the color clothes or shit like that?
he has OCD, he doesn't do that.
Oh, she picks good. Beautiful.
Yeah, like he would get so mad at me if I did that by accident. He would be like, "What?
Oh, okay.
Doesn't go there." So
Okay. I guess having two people with anger issues in a relationship kind of works then in Josie's
yeah,
situation.
it kind of does, but one has to like learn how to let go more than the other. Otherwise, that doesn't work. Like if you absolutely somebody that has like to win, you know, if you're like very competitive and that like you won't walk away from an argument unless you win, like you're screwed. Like it's not gonna end well. Like cuffs are gonna end up being involved. I usually
God
like
damn.
I I learned to take a step back because growing up being, let's say, AD capital HD, so very like hyperactive. The one part of hyperactivity is that you're very impulsive, and that when you're frustrated, things happen quick. You're frustrated like at 150%, and then somebody else catches your attention, and then you're moved on. You're past that. Like it happened like days ago almost. So
How old are you?
I, you know how old I am. Totoo ka pa wasn't it? So I had to learn being younger that I had to take a step back. Like when stuff happens, like so, let's say somebody calls me like, "Hey, you fucking bitch," and be like, not start screaming like, "Oh, you want to fucking talk about it?" and just like go and get into fights. That I have to like pause, take a deep breath, and I literally start to dissociate almost, and I'm just like, "You have a blessed day." Like no reaction, just because I learned to like just cut the emotion because I know that that's how I used to get in trouble. So I learned to just like, okay.
But do you find that to be one extreme or the other? So the one on one hand, so okay, before I go into that, somebody said if an opinion starts out with "I feel that," I'm likely to dismiss the opinion, which I think that's a stupid ass fucking phrase because all feelings have the truth to it. You may not like it because you feel like it's irrelevant, but everything that men feel lonely, men feel depressed, men feel angry, postpartum, all that shit is an actual feeling. There's truth to it. Now, how you react to it is a different fucking story. So I don't think we can dismiss that. So you went from being extremely angry before and said, you know what? I'm gonna calm myself down and just disassociate and just not engage with my emotions. Do you find that to be eventually just suppressing your emotions and just giving the other person what they want, or is there like a happy medium that you can get to?
That's like that's good actually. Like man, you have me like rethink myself. Now I'm very 0% or 100%. I have a very hard time with finding like in the middle, like the moderation. So that actually like that's like the story of my life right there. So that would actually make sense that I would do that. And it's like it's either I react like hardcore or not at all. Like that reaction in the middle is like this is not something that I do instinctively. Like maybe like if I take a step back, you know, like afterwards, like thinking about it, oh I should have said this, oh I should have said that. Like no, that's not how the brain works, unfortunately. Like you always like look back and be like, oh I should have said that. Like no.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's something we're all working on in relationships. Kat, are you one extreme or the other, or are you pretty well balanced out?
In terms of what?
So for example, like Josie, whenever she gets angry, she either goes, I'm gonna put a hole through the wall, or I'm gonna just like put myself in a straitjacket. Are you one extreme or the other, or have you figured out the balance and how did you get to that?
I don't know.
Ever? Have you ever been at least? Because I know I was one of the extreme of the other, so I can relate with Josie with that.
You mean like if you get angry, you like punch a wall or something?
Well,
No,
metaphorically.
you get
So,
angry, you gotta go like you go. God bless.
oh shit.
Bye.
All right, Josie
Because
gives
you're
me like Harley Quinn vibes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
Josie, you're a
I'm not a
fucking psycho.
sociopath. I'm self-aware.
She gives me Harley Quinn vibes. I don't know. So I found that people, and maybe not all, I'm generalizing this, but like people from any sort of background, like I often hear women should be submissive. Women should be submissive. It's not that women aren't submissive, but when you're putting it in a position where you kind of have to like step up emotionally, whether it's from childhood to your adult dating life, it's kind of hard just to be in submission mode when you're not really safe around anybody. And even the person you're getting with, you have to be on edge with them because you don't want to lose them or you don't want to piss them off. So being in submission, you kind of have to be safe. But if you're not emotionally safe, how is that possible? So I find it to be, again, one extreme. You go from being a fucking barbarian to being like, okay, I'm just going to listen to my man, whatever he wants, conform to him. And then you fall into Bertle's situation where he says, I want a girl with at least an opinion, or someone who actually has her own formulated thoughts. Don't be a bitch, but actually have a thought. So it's one extreme or the other, is what I'm saying. Anybody? Did I lose anybody here?
Yeah, I don't think that it should be something that like you need to think about. I think it's something that should happen like instinctively, as just like let's say you have a friend, you go out, you just kind of go with the flow of how things are going throughout the evening and be like, oh, let's go eat at this place. Or, yeah, sure, let's do that. Without even noticing, you're kind of bending to what that person wants, but it's kind of okay because who the heck likes to pick where we're gonna eat, you know? Like if somebody picks that for you, like that's great. Personally, when like I'm asked like, oh, so where do you want to eat? And I'm like, fuck you. I don't like that question.
Yeah, I think it's
Angela-
compromise.
Angela did say something that, you know, about the whole submission thing. Women should actually feel that presence of a man that can protect her, and if not, then or provide, even, you know, for like future prospects more than just a one nighter. You know, I don't think women should submit to that because there are a lot of bitch ass dudes out there. Donnie can't even hold a paycheck. So
And they should date him.
That's a word right there. I like what you said that, bro. That was a word, bro. My bad.
No.
My bad. Continue.
no, you're good. You hop in and stop me if you
because
need to.
that's the problem I have. That's the problem I have with a lot of people on the internet. They love preaching this the woman has to submit and everything. But if you're gonna be honest,
No,
bro,
I don't think they should. I don't think they fucking should for any bitch ass dudes. And the
that's
thing is, there's a lot of what you call there's sheep hiding in wolves' clothing, and all these guys
Right.
that talk about being high value. They talk
Yes.
about having these Ferraris and they're just fucking rentals they save for 10 years for just have one day. They don't have a fucking
Yeah, it's called
real
the
estate
grifters.
portfolio. They don't have a real estate portfolio. They can't even, you know, they're not responsible for anybody. They don't know how to be a man. Me and Angela touched up on this. What makes a man a man? A man is somebody who is responsible towards another person, for another human being. I think I'm a man because I'm responsible for buying my mother her house, her car, her bills, I do her taxes. I do everything. Then I have my own company I run with people under me. That's being responsible for other people. And they respect me for that because I treat them all fair. My mom gets the special treatment, obviously. But besides that, you want to talk about high value man? I don't believe in that word. I believe in a valuable man. What do you provide in society? That's what a man is. What can you do to help out society?
Dang.
So
Preaching right now, bro.
But the thing is,
Word.
those are very difficult to find, and women can't see that because now people like to talk about, oh, there's so many whores and bitches out there. That's not true. They only see what's in the bubble within the big cities. Yeah, the big city life. I used to live in like the biggest cities in the world. I lived all over the world. And guess what? Yeah, there are a lot of whores in them, but guess what? The world's a big place. Not every place is filled with whores. You can go like 1 hour north of Miami.
Not even
you'll be
not even
fine.
every place, not even every place in America. You feel me? It's
Yeah,
just
man. Like
they just have that false ideology. Maybe because people just don't be going outside like that. They don't really live life. I think you hit a lot of the things on the money, bro. And that's the main thing that, especially for women to understand, where if you are in a relationship where you are thinking about being submissive to somebody, one of the most important questions to ask is, does this person deserve that? Does this person deserve to be listened to? Is he a leader? Can he be responsible, right? And if you can't do those things, by all means, don't listen to that dude, because the majority of people out here, they don't know what they want. They don't know what they're doing. They're just out here living, and a bunch of people just have opinions. And that's one of the worst people to follow, people without guidance or goals or any type of vision. So always be mindful of that. You don't have to, just because you're a man, doesn't automatically assume a woman has to listen to you. You gotta.
I do believe in a submission, though. I strongly do believe in a submissive woman, only if she respects that man. What I am not looking for is love. I'm looking for the respect of a woman that I want to be with, and I want to have a big family, man. I want to be a loving father. I don't want to be a deadbeat piece of shit. I want to be there for them and build. I already have my legacy set up for them, whenever that happens. But I'm gonna take my time. I'm not gonna rush it. thankfully, you know, we're
You're
us men. We
36.
can, yeah.
You're fine. Like you're fine. You got time. Like,
I'm not rushing it. I'm
But
okay
that's
with,
what he
you know,
wants. He's just voicing
yeah.
what he wants. Like I
I'm
would,
just voicing what I want, you
I
know,
have
and a
one
lot of
little mini
women
me.
have
I'm good
issues.
with little mini me, man. I don't need too much.
No way.
Yeah,
How
just one
old?
little mini me. Just I said I'm fine with just having one little mini me.
I know, but how old is your mini me?
I said I don't have one. I said I'm
Oh,
fine.
you
with, like,
wouldn't be fine. My bad. Sorry.
yes, yeah,
Jesus
don't
Christ.
worry. I
We're
have,
like
I
looking
have,
at different things right now. What the
I have
fuck?
tons of, I have tons of like nieces and nephews. Not really my family, but really my family that you know I take care of and around. My brother just had a niece as well, so I'm always like some type of like uncle type figure to a lot of kids. But yeah, just one little mini me is good enough for me, man. I don't need too much, bro.
No, bro.
True.
I wanna populate this world, man, with some
some little suckers.
badass little black babies, man.
Oh my lord.
Oh, he got a type. He got
Okay,
Justin
so
Bieber,
do you
man.
think just making babies is just one job, like being able to afford them? Do you think you can actually implement some fatherly skills into all 20,000 of your babies that you want to have? Do you think just providing
First
a
of all,
paycheck is enough to have babies?
no, fuck no. You got to be present and know for them. You know that I'm
Come on,
not.
Berto. We talked about this. You can't even have 2 hoes. 2 hoes is too much. How can you have 10 kids?
Oh, first of all, I only
She's
want
grilling.
one woman,
Okay.
multiple kids with that one woman. Yeah, we did speak about this, but I don't want to have multiple girls. I think that's fucking stupid as shit. And I think anyone who thinks that in the red pill are a bunch of retards that think that. Like
It's an ego thing, right? When
it
you
is a
do have-
very egotistical.
Yes.
We spoke about this. Like but the only thing with the red pill stuff is I like the over general message of it, but the people in it are just, you know, poisoning it with their own ideologies and shit. Like, oh, you have to sleep with 50 women to be considered like a high value guy and shit like that,
Can
which
I
I don't
ask
agree
you, what
with.
do you think of Rollo Tomasi and like the books that he wrote?
That's actually how I got into it. I read his stuff back in like
You still-
2018, 2017. He has a very good psychological mind of how things go, but the problem is he's also a married
He's a
guy.
fucking nerd and he's hyper
and
focusing on shit and he's
he's-
a fucking dumbass. That's all he is. That's all he will
I
ever
don't.
be.
Yeah, obviously Angela has some very
Tomasi, if you
she's
see
very
this, you're a
opinionated of him.
bitch.
But anyways, I don't agree with all his stuff because he doesn't really practice what he preaches. He is a nerd. He's extremely intelligent guy. Problem is he's also a bit of a diva. He likes to gossip and like a little high school girl that I used to see
Yeah.
and stuff. I don't think that's very stoic or very alpha or high value man kind of thing.
Did you hear what he said like Sunday night? It was at like 4:30, I think. He was like,
I don't watch any of his shit.
Yeah. Well, let's
no,
say
I
right from
landed
the-
on it.
let's-
I was
yeah,
waiting for
let's-
whatever to start.
Yeah. That old fuck is annoying as shit. And every time we bring
He
his
was like,
name
our
up,
girls are hotter on like Access Vegas, and I'm like, I compare like the stats whatever versus Access Vegas. I'm like, and I told Brian, I'm like, yeah, but your numbers are hotter. You're fine. Like,
Lord. Okay. Okay. I was gonna go back to this.
Hey, where did your boy go?
He said he'll be right back. He has to go do
Oh.
something real quick.
no,
He usually has his
unleash
own
it.
shit.
Like, you have something on your mind you're trying to control, and I can tell, but like, you need to like let it all out. You're
Wait,
normal.
who are we
You.
talking about? Well,
Angela.
mostly because I like to stay on prompt a little bit. Plus, I like to try to stay away from like the red pill shit, just because I came from it, and I feel like it breeds a bunch of angry incels and a bunch of like, you rather bring angry feminists to your channel because they want to like, you know, be controlling, and or you have like the angry incels who feel like, oh yay, like, you know, whether you're for us or you hate us. And I for me, it's like I hate like when I'm done
Gotcha.
with something, I'm like an ex. I'm done with my fucking exes. I don't like to fucking talk about them all day long. Not because of anything, it's just it's weird. But yeah, I was gonna say again. Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Sorry.
No, we're good. Fuck. Anyways, do you guys have any friends or family that are in relationships that just seem to be like dead complacent, kind of like roommate vibes? Has anybody witnessed this? Nobody? Y'all got some healthy motherfuckers?
I have,
No.
but that was years ago. Now they're in better relationships.
Like
where?
roommatey.
Yeah.
I do know one. I do know one.
You do know one. So my question is that how do we think these relationships get to that point where it gets very tit for tat, very complacent, like all the sparks are gone? Are sparks supposed to be gone in relationships? So where do you think the root of a shitty relationship comes from when it comes to like people treating each other very cold? Cat?
Take everything for granted.
For granted? That's one.
Yeah, I think marriage. The problem with marriage is that when you feel like you locked someone, like let's say like you're settled with someone, because it's so freaking hard to get out of. Like a divorce is literally, it's such a freaking pain in the ass. Like, and we didn't have shit. Like, imagine if we had kids in the house and everything. Oh my God. So you're definitely like less likely. It's less likely for him to leave you. So you kind of just take things for granted, and because you're like, oh, he's not gonna cheat on me, he's not gonna do this and that, like you feel like he's gonna stay no matter what, so you can get away with more slash less. You don't work as much on yourself as you used to because you're not competing to keep him. Like you have him. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think it's just like it could be a guy or girl or just a girl? Like where do you think perfect. Where do you think one goes from like not feeling like they have to compete for each other anymore? Like why does that happen? Anybody have an idea?
No.
You get
But
adapted to the environment. Humans do that.
I just saw that comment on your screen about communication. Definitely communication is a big thing. Maybe if you don't, I think if you trust your partner completely, you'll never hide anything, even the most minuscule things. But if once you start hiding even the like little things that you don't think it'll fix a relationship, I think that's where it starts deteriorating at a slow rate. And you know, if you start hiding little things, they start becoming bigger things. And then with those bigger things becomes bigger issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but those things
So
sound so people say this shit all the time, not dismissing that. But I've noticed
right.
that let's say you make a mistake. We make mistakes all the time, but if we make a mistake and your reactions are normal, like if you're like, why the fuck would you, curb check my tire? Why would you, not freaking, I don't know, put whatever in my food or whatever? When you react poorly, people start lying and hiding. So even though your reactions are fair, do you think that's also a contribution to why people end up having like sour relationships? Because like Berto, you be like, yo, my way or the highway, bitch. Pa. Then she's gonna be like, ew, now I'm gonna hide from you now because you're reacting to this. You have the right to your reaction, but we also have to have discipline. Do you think that's another thing that also contributes to failing relationships?
I mean, that's pretty straightforward. It's my way or the highway. If it's not my way, the highway by the door's right there, bitch. Like, why would,
Berto.
why would you be in a relationship with that person in the first place? Like, if it's your way or the highway and she picks the highway, like, why is she there? Like,
it's having standards, and I don't believe you should ever. I mean, you gotta find that partner. You guys, you're in agreement and align, each other with, like with having standards. Like me, I don't like you heard it in many other places. I don't want no girl showing her ass off on public spaces. On social media. I don't want her to have a whole pass and stuff like that. Those are standards that I have. Like if you want to do it, fine. I'm not gonna dish you and not treat you like shit. We still be friends, maybe hook up here and there. But with the relationship that I want, I don't want any of that kind of blowback on me. That makes me look bad. Also, I want a girl that has nice teeth, and if her teeth go bad, she's got to go. It's just things like that.
We keep going back to like beginning relationships. Like, so I'm asking
like if she started having bad teeth, then I don't know. Let's go to the dentist, I guess.
Invisalign, man.
Shit, I'd make sure she is not getting fucking bad teeth around me.
Hey, if you provide the Invisalign treatment, like, heck yeah.
Okay.
First of all, I'll never be with a woman with bad dental hygiene. So
yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah,
I could never.
It's hard to have like an engaging conversation about relationships because you're not like in an actual relationship that you can mirror off of, because like you keep going back to like these.
I can tell you about my previous ones, but the problem is those ones it's been so long that I can like see where I fucked up because I was a very simpy kind of guy, and I was letting the girl run the relationships in the relationship. You know what I mean? So like if she told me something was wrong with me, I thought to impress her, I had to do, her things, or it's gonna be the highway, right? And so now I'm looking at it from a different lens of where I stand now. That if there's something wrong, I think you should figure everything out before you get in a relationship, before you find those kind of issues out. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened. I was a little chubby, I guess, back then, and I started losing a little weight. She didn't like that. She wanted me to stay a little chubbier and
Yeah, but
uglier.
this is
So no
another
one can have
terrible
me.
example, Berto, because we're not talking about the present, and now it sounds like
But you know what?
Yeah.
You've dated
You know
some
what?
weird ass
I'm
bitches,
done with you
dude.
guys.
No,
Sorry.
Berto, because okay, it's like, so for example, like when I first get with my husband, he has his own ways that he's very comfortable with. And it's what he's done for a really long time. And it's what I would say, like, you're in survival mode as a dude or a person. It got you far enough to get whoever you want, whatever you
Yeah.
want. But like relationships evolve, shit gets better, you upgrade, you have better mattress, better groceries, better fucking house. So if it's always his way, we'd be living on a fucking futon. We'd be like just living very simplest in it. He would be fine, but he does not complain when it's better. So to me, it's like, okay, if you're always in dictator mode, how are you going to allow the girl to have any input if you both can't discuss these things? You're like, no, bitch, ramen noodles. What is that? Udon? No, that's disgusting. Like, no, bro. Like, we should have some input on this. We should banter and back and have some back and forthness. But if you have PTSD from the simp era, you're like, no, see, Selena ran my world and now I'm running her world. And it's going to be really hard to like grow, because it's like, we need to, we can't be like, like Josie. We can't be like one fucking extreme or the other, unless you have two angry people, because then that you just cancel each other out.
We're two angry people, so like we get along just fine.
Yeah.
We used to be friends before we started dating. Like, we were friends for like almost 4 years before we started dating. And even it was like during like the pandemic, we kind of had like a year where like we kind of just like lost touch. And then like I was going through a divorce, and like we ran into each other. And before that, he's always been my favorite person to hang out with. Like, you're the kind of person, like, you organize a party. If you know that this person is going to be there, the party's going to be fun, regardless of who else shows up. That kind of person? Okay, so, and every time we would go and, like, do stuff, it's just always fun. It's always, like, smooth, always easy. You don't get bored. Like, the conversation flows. Even if there's no conversation, you just don't get bored. It's just, like, that kind of friend. So for me, it was, like, my favorite person to hang out with. Ended up being my favorite person to F with after a little accident. So, yeah, he had a party at his house, and I just ended up never leaving.
Damn.
So we don't really argue about like, I want the house like this or like that. We just like kind of want the same thing, I guess. It's just weird. Like I'm realizing this now. It's like maybe like a lot of people might have like run into that kind of issues, but like we really don't. I think like we're just aligned on like the same ideas. Or as long as it doesn't look bad. Like,
Someone in my chat said, "Play the sad violin."
We like white sheets, both. The sheets are white. We don't argue on that. Like, I don't know. Maybe we're just like aligned like that.
Fair. Okay, then maybe this video will help.
Well,
then maybe
I can hear you.
Hello, testing. Can you hear me?
AirPod weird.
Hello.
Yeah.
All right, everybody's on board. Cat's just chilling. Cat looks like Velma for some reason. Is anybody seeing Velma? She looks like Velma. Did anybody know Velma from Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Velma.
She looks like Velma. We get her some glasses. She'd be fucking Velma, bro. You never heard this before, Cat?
No.
What? All right, I'm pulling her up now.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
Who, Cat?
Yeah, Cat.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen you before for some reason.
You saw her on Scooby-Doo? That's where you saw her.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't know. I didn't watch that. We didn't have cable where I was young. Like, to do all those cartoons, you needed to have cable, and like we didn't have that because the.
Aren't you all what is it? Gen Zs? Is that all everybody here except for me and Kat?
Gen Z. I'm a millennial, brother.
I'm Gen Z.
Are you? Oh
yeah.
God.
Yeah, but I'm kind of more in the late Gen X technology.
Okay, she almost looks like her. Okay, this was a little bit more.
I'm familiar with who it is.
But she looks like her, bro.
And they're both white.
Ignore it. Not the Dora Explorer bangs, obviously. Come on, guys. Have a little bit of creativity. The chat has to say something. Y'all, if you guys don't see this, then you guys suck. I'm over this right now. This is ridiculous.
I get more Tina Fey vibes.
Tina Fey? I don't see Tina
like,
Fey.
Like Tina Fey, like the chick from Mean Girls. Like the Sarah Palin look-alike from like 10 years ago.
Sarah Palin? Hell
no. But the look-alike. You know, she played Gretchen from Mean Girls.
Oh, Lord. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me find this video.
I mean, Tina Fey's pretty, like...
I always get
Sarah
someone...
Palin, she's like smoking... She's like freaking smoking beautiful, especially for somebody in politics. Like...
See? Look at that. They see it. They see it. I knew it. I knew it. Oh, yeah, you got to be careful searching for Velma. You would know JJ Carver, you nasty.
you know, growing up, when I started wearing my glasses, I have contacts in right now. People always used to tell me I looked like Jeff Goldblum before he got grays. I was like, what the fuck? That's an interesting one.
All right. Oh my God. All right. Let me play this another annoying skit, and then you can give me your. I feel like Josie's gonna hate it because she doesn't have the attention span. But bear with me, Josie. I know you don't like it, but bear with
we're equals at all. I feel like I have to.
This fucking guy again.
Like we're equals.
He's a fucking therapist. Go with it. People need therapy. Okay, a bunch of angry
Not my therapist.
Can we please talk about how we do chores around here? What's the problem? I'm just done, honestly. I don't feel like we're equals at all. I feel like I have to take on all the mental load, and if I don't do the mutual chores, then they don't get done. Okay, fine. Just tell me what you want me to do. No, it's not my job to tell you what to do. You live here too. You can look around and see what needs to be done and just do it. Listen, I'm just trying to help. Just tell me what chores you want me to do. Nobody
has anybody ever told everyone how to do it? We already talked about this, right? But we said there's a bunch of beta ass guys. So this is a pretty normal situation, no?
No.
This is not
normal.
my
house.
Who the heck argues like that?
Nobody.
This is so common. There was even a whole movie in what's that movie? The Breakup with Jennifer Aniston. Like that touched so many people because it was relatable. Because everyone was like, "Fuck." No. Maybe not.
Movie.
No, I'm not saying it's in anyone's panel here, but is it not at least acknowledgeable that this is what happens? Where like, all right, you guys ever heard of the phrase where like men are like kids and women have to tell them what to do? I don't agree with that phrase, but you guys never heard of that before?
No.
I don't date children.
Oh, no, it's not us. No, I'm not saying us. We're losing track here, guys. Okay, everybody here seems to be somewhat sane except for Harley Quinn here. She looks like we have to be careful for her, but that's what makes this fun.
Oh,
so she's the fun one that has the, like she'll fuck shit up, but she has the control of her relationship. But I'm not saying you guys here are fucking psychopaths, but is there not people?
Autistic, so pretty close.
I'm ADHD, so it's okay. What was I gonna say again? You've never heard of the phrase like people say that men are like kids? I don't agree with this, but the reason why these stupid ass red pill channels exist is because they always push this on men. They're like, oh, men are like fucking kids, and these guys have retaliated and say, no, we're not like fucking kids. We just don't understand you. We just need pussy. That's where we're in the relationship. It's like unfortunately unhealthy. There's a lot of unhealthy relationships. That's why there's so much fucking divorces and failing relationships, broken homes. Can we at least concede to that? No?
I think it's single mothers raising mama's boys. And the mama's boys can't get women because nobody wants to deal with a child because they're looking for a mother and someone to have sex with. Nobody wants to deal with that.
But how did we get a single mother to begin with? Like this, like nobody just goes out to be a single mother here. Like nobody wants
Felicia. And he does not
like and for a woman to open up her legs and have a child with the guy, she kind of thought we were going somewhere. It's like nobody goes out in the world wanting to be divorced or being a single mother. So
yeah, but I mean, then you have to go like, okay, was it her dad's fault for not showing her what guys to pick and like being in charge of like vetting the guys, or was it like the grandfathers? You can go generations back, like whose fault it is. That doesn't help anybody.
But
where I'm from, I've noticed that a lot of like most reason like white people would stay together or like not leave is because, oh my God, what would the neighbors think? What would other people think? That would be so embarrassing. I can't do that. We need to bring back shaming.
Hey, we already talked about that
Yeah,
a few
I'm okay
episodes
with
ago.
that. Shame people.
But anyways, on a quick back end on the whole single mother shit, I am a product of that bad environment. I mean, it goes to show, you know, it sucks that I was raised in a very feminine, simpy ass way. I was a little beta bitch, you know, and you know, because you know, my father, who I've only met one time, I didn't even think he was my father, but we looked alike, but he was black, which is weird. And then he went out for cigarettes, you know, and never came back from the 7-Eleven, you know. This is back in the 80s, mind you. And nowadays, you know, it's easier to find people, you know, to prevent that from happening. The government pays single mothers, so maybe they have that issue of how can I get money from this, you know? And the government is, you know, pushing
People,
single motherhood, and now, and that's what I disagree with, and I think maybe there should be some
Berto,
programs going against that.
people who live on the government do not calculate, methodically think that if I do this, like if it happens, great. But people are not that fucking smart. I'm a product of people in that environment. There's no fucking way. Maybe you have like the minorities that like, sure, if we have 5 fucking kids, the government will pay for it. But nobody seeks out to just do it. And they're 1 kid, 2 kids in, no baby daddy. Sure, let's have 3 fucking more so he can just pay us to fucking have kids. Like, sure. But at least the first 1, the first 2. No woman here opens up her legs just to get dumped by a guy. Like,
No, there's some schemers out there. They're like, "Oh yeah, I love you. You know, we can have kids," and then they go out for cigarettes and never come back.
So the guy is the problem, or is it the woman? So it's 2 people in a relationship. I'm not here just pointing,
It's
like
you
pointing
know,
the
I know what you're getting at. I don't know. It all depends on how much he trusts her and what he's willing to do to just you know break her off. I mean, it's a two-way street. You can't really put the blame on anybody, but I mean, it is. I would blame it on the guy for fucking leaving the girl, you know, with the kid that, you know, he doesn't want to take care of. That's the fucked up part. But you also have to think about the girl, like how did she? But you know how the fuck did she just get to trust this guy? You know, so
But that's
I
my
don't know.
issue.
And
It's
how the
just
heck
fucked
did
up.
she have this? Why did she have this guy like get into such like, you know, you're breaking like such a boundary when like you go and like get laid with somebody, you know, like if it's something that's like you're very, as a woman, you're very vulnerable. Why the heck would you like give that to somebody like some random macho pussy?
Wait,
Like
wait, wait.
I don't
Why are
know.
we?
It just,
Wait, I'm gonna be devil's advocate for everything here since there's space. You guys are kind of all on the same
yeah,
view.
what's
So
your
like,
opinion? You're like,
I'm pushing back on this completely because
okay.
we're saying like women just gave her pussy for some macho guy. Here's my issue. We don't want to date hoes. Berta doesn't want to date hoes who are out there. Hoes have experience and skill and know who to pick. Discernment. They won't pick somebody that's
I
going
think
to,
hosts
I don't
shouldn't
know.
exist. That's what I'm saying.
Wait,
I think
huh?
hosts should keep. I think hosts should keep their leg closed, and that if they get pregnant,
But no, no, no,
that's kind of
no.
on them.
But no, you're not listening. Okay, if we pick a fucking naive Bambi, a naive Bambi is what men are looking for. She doesn't have the skill set to recognize who's gonna play her. She's more so like, who's telling me sweet fucking lies? Berto, you can contest to this. There's a bunch of losers in the space that will sweet talk their way into pussy, simp their way into pussy, and then find out later on that, oh wait, I can't actually afford this lifestyle. Actually, I'm not this man that I'm playing out to be. Women
They
are
feed
not
them
just opening
dreams.
their legs.
They're feeding. It's the men's fault for feeding these women's hopes and dreams, and then they
But
never get
they
it.
want innocent girls. They want innocent women who don't have experience, and that's what they're getting. Whose fault is that for fucking over someone's innocent experience? If she has experience, she's a hoe. If she doesn't have experience, she gets fucked over and it's still her fault. How is this even a fair conversation?
Well, don't put it on all the men either.
I thought
Blame
you
it on
wanted to
I'm
the
not
like
putting it
not
on the men.
attract that
I'm not
kind of
putting it
no,
on the
he's
men. I'm not putting it. I'm going off of your exact scenario and your exact phrase. It doesn't make. This is my biggest issue with the space. I recognize there's always the exceptions. There's always women who pimp out their kids for fucking government, but that is not the majority. There's always going to be some loser that, you know, Andrew Tate's their way into some fucking pussy and then manipulates her. There's always going to be that, but there's always going to be people who lie and get into relationships. But nor at the time, nobody, the title of being a divorcee woman or being a baby mama is not a fucking flex. Nobody chooses to be that. Is that fair to say?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Please, please.
Okay, so I was a social worker and I worked a lot with people who were, you know, on government assistance. And I also worked at risk alternative high schools for kids that were kicked out of regular high schools. And one thing I can say about working with that community is the parents are on drugs, so they don't have any parents, basically. The parents are on drugs. So there's nobody at home. The kids basically raise themselves, kind of like, a lot of Gen X did. But yeah, so they don't have anyone, and they get lonely, and they get their hormones, and then they start having sex with each other, and then somebody gets pregnant and they're both 11. I mean, this is what's happening. And then, I had one student, he was a little boy, he was 12, and he got 2 girls pregnant.
Oh,
Who were
wow.
like 10 and 11.
Sheesh.
And I mean, at this point, it's like, what do you expect of this child to do? For like, whose fault is this? Both of the mothers of the girls were on drugs and checked out on government assistance completely. They're on their own. I mean, that's what we're talking about when we go like how this is systemically happening.
But
And
that's what. So we're talking about like, okay, there's still a percentage of that. That's like what 30% of people that are living on like government. Like, was it what the fuck
It
was
was
it?
it was a high amount that they have these type of huge problems.
I'm looking it up, and maybe there's a different way, but 33% are suffering in worse conditions than white presidents. Wait, hold on. Because I mean, I grew up in government housing. I'm familiar with that environment. I know the women who were there. They're just, like you said, systemically fucked to begin with. But where I'm at in my life right now, there's still women are getting married and getting into relationships. There isn't just women in the projects or on government housing that are getting into relationships. What about the women outside of government housing? Because from what you guys are saying, single women, it's their fault for being single women. Unless I'm wrong, then please rephrase me.
No, it's not their fault for being single women.
Huh?
It's not their fault for being single women.
Yeah, because I say there's 2 people in a relationship. So my biggest complaint is a man and a woman gets together. They probably have broken mommy, dad. Everyone has some sort of fucked up issues. We get together and we separate. But then I see like it's only the woman's fault for trying to play good cop and bad cop for raising the kid. Like, it's
Who
not
dumped who?
Well, I mean, that's something we have to go case by case scenario, but that's a different story.
Because most of the time, I think a majority of the time, it's the women alienating the man. If I'm correct, I would need to double check the statistics.
If we want to go,
but I know that divorces.
Sure, if we want to go statistically saying that women initiate divorces, would you guys stay in a relationship as a woman?
I want to talk about this.
Would you guys want to stay in a relationship where you as a woman have to go to work, be a mom, cook and clean for the guy, all of that shit, and there's no the emotional connection? Would you stay in that relationship and have to play mom, or would you leave?
There's a kid involved. Yes, you stay because there's a kid involved. The kid needs dad.
Sure. So the dad is there. The dad doesn't treat you good. How is the dad going to treat the kid good? Kids see how parents treat each other. So if you don't have a healthy relationship and you're working as a mother, not everyone has the luxury to stay at home. So how is the kid going to have a healthy, like an idea what a good parent is? So isn't it better to just save your mental health? I'm not advocating for people to get divorces, but if it's an unhealthy environment, why should the mother stay and be a mother, a wife,
is
chef,
being a single mother a healthy environment, or to have a lazy father at home that doesn't necessarily treat you good? Either way, it's like, do you want shit or super shit? You know,
it's only super shit if you have that type of environment. Like if you leave a relationship and you end up having the tension, because once people get divorces, the success rate for kids, co-parenting is a lot healthier. Like it's a healthier rate. No, if people don't have a healthier conversation with each other and you're just truly fighting with each other, that's a different. Sure. Why you guys argue that out? So you're telling me that if 2 people stay together and it's unhealthy, they should just stay together for the sake of the kid?
Until the kid is old enough. Yeah.
Yes.
So unless there's sexual abuse or extreme physical violence, you should stay together for the kid.
Something puts the safety of the child at risk.
Yeah.
Then
because
but
what happens?
That, no.
What happens when you have 2 single parents? You have 2 step parents. Step parents will, on average, they will. There's more likely for the child to die. There's more likely for the child to become raped or a victim of assault, especially if the woman is dating. 1,000% against a non-relative man coming into the house. 1,000, especially if you have a girl or like a young kid. Absolutely not. This is what I did for work, and day in and day out, I saw the most horrible things, and it's always a step parent. It's always a step parent, and the mom or the dad, they're like, "Well, I like her, or I love her, or whatever." So
Or
I'm
like
not gonna.
beta
Yeah,
type of
but
guys that
I
never
don't.
learn to control their emotions, sort of.
Yeah, I'm not
Mm.
dismissing like your stat in specifics. Like my problem with stats, like for your situation with your job, you're dealing with like, for example, those on government housing, for example, or those in that situation. But what about the one in the middle, the one that aren't in that situation? So your
Okay.
situation is like a confirmation bias type of thing.
No, it's not, because I worked in many different fields. Also, just from my personal friendships, every single person that I know growing up, except for one, was touched by their step parent. So, I
Damn.
mean, that is a stat that, I mean, I know a lot of people, and it's
Mhm.
always, it's the step parent or it's the boyfriend coming over. And that's,
Mhm.
and a lot of predators, they use that, they date single moms purposely to get access to the children. And we see that so many times. And I mean, I know some horror stories. I've seen some stuff. I've walked in on stuff.
The teenage girls
Yeah,
too. Like if she has a daughter, that yeah, I've heard
I'm
that.
yeah, I
Stuff
still I still understand what you guys are saying, but I still think that, in my opinion, there's never going to be an absolute answer for these extreme scenarios. If we're talking about people that are being
Yeah.
molested and all this stuff, obviously. But I still wholly believe in, like, if the environment is unhealthy, like, think of a work environment. If you have a shitty manager, it affects all the employees. If you have a shitty husband and he comes home and doesn't contribute to shit, and the wife also has to work and raise the kids, you guys are saying that one should stay in that environment when it's clearly obvious to the kids. As somebody who grew up around parents who didn't even fucking talk to each other, but fought with each other, but just verbal shit, I was like, yo, this affected all the kids. And I was like, y'all should have broke up a long time ago.
But
And
what
it
Yeah,
Cat,
because you know what it thought. You know what somebody would learn from that is how not to be. That's
how not to be
better
what?
than not learn anything at all.
what Cat and how do I pronounce your name?
Just
Joe, you can
Josie.
just call her Josie.
Josie.
Yeah.
What Cat and Josie's saying is basically taking the lesser of two evils, right? Especially like, and sometimes in life, like both decisions you're going to make is going to be a terrible outcome because of the way life is set up. Like you can't just have the perfect answer to every scenario, right? And especially a scenario like that. So what they're saying is, for the benefit of the kid, I think it's probably it's higher chances for nothing like what Kat has seen to ever go through their child's life, because at the end of the day, that person is their father, or their father or mother, whichever one, and things like that is just less likely to happen. Apart from me going away from that, and now me introducing new people to a new person to my family, now this is going to highly increase the chance. So that's really what's happening, where it's just a lesser of two evils. Either way, either decision maker is it's going to be a fucked up decision, a fucked up outcome, and that child is going to learn some messed up things due to this, or there's going to be some like messed up things that's happening. And that's just life in general, right? It's about the lesser thing that I want my child to go through. I have to come to the realization that the child I have, at the end of the day, I can't protect them from the negativities of life. It is what it is. So the best thing I have to do is to prepare them and instill them that things like this can and will happen, and we need to try our best to navigate between this and to try to find the best possible outcome. And sometimes the best possible outcome is still a bad outcome, and that's really what they're saying. Because I mean, I feel you, Kat, because I've seen some scenarios like that too. It disgusts me every time, and even though I do have other people that has been in parentholds that have two parents that don't really want to be with each other, it does affect them. Man, I don't ever want to see nobody go through that other one, man. In my
I mean,
head,
it's
so.
probably why like child services exist, because those cases have to be such like a case by case basis. That's why they assign you a worker to assess the situation. And even doing that, I mean, one times out of how many does it
Well, we're
actually
talking
go right?
we're talking extremes when it comes to the whole,
Yeah.
abuse
Yeah, let's
and
get back to like
the
middle
advocacy.
class,
Now let's not even
Thank
just
you.
like
So
even lower to middle class.
what I would do,
I
because I
my
can
personally would
bad.
think,
relate.
So what I
yeah,
would
you guys
do,
are talking the extremes.
What I
So
think is right for a scenario where, if I'm going to be in a single parent household for man or woman, the relationships you have with other people, man, you got to keep that away from You got to keep that away from them. I mean, you just have to. At the end of the day, if I have a child with a woman and we have that child together and we don't be together, at the end of the day, my relationships that I have with other people, I'm going to try my best not to bring that stuff home. Because at the end of the day, I don't know this woman if they're going to be a good mother to my child. So until I know 100%, I'm not going to put that in my life and put that in their lives as well. And a lot of people, especially people in the lower class as well, they don't have that same mindset where I'm going to protect my people from the dangers of others. And a lot of times they're inviting random people that they have relationships with into their family. And man, you just can't be doing that, bro.
Yeah, it sucks because
Another,
especially with lower income, like single mothers, you know, they want to have a guy that makes a little bit more than them so they can try and take care of them and their child too. So you got to take that into accountability. And then that's another dangerous aspect, like Kat was saying, you know, that they don't take in consideration. They only consider, the financial well-being, not so much their own little life, right? You have to focus on your child. I strongly believe everything should always be focused on the child. It's never about you anymore. It's about the children. That's what it should always be focused on, the protection of the child.
Yeah, I guess like everybody has a different way to handle issues. I think again, this is a case by case scenario. We do have the extreme scenarios of abuse. I'm not dismissing that isn't prevalent. I think that it does happen a lot. As somebody who grew up in that type of environment, I'd have to say it was more common in like the lower class just because of the scarcity mindset and like the common issues of like having to kind of like rely on other people and that being like a manipulation tactic. At least for me personally, I personally just don't think that if you're in a relationship where you've got together when you were younger and you get older and you have zero shit in common anymore and the kids are witnessing the distant connection between the two, I don't find that healthy for two people to be. I find co-parenting to be a lot more effective. And maybe that's just anecdotal for the shit that I've seen in my life, just like everybody has their own anecdotal. I don't think people should just be breaking up just because we disagree on what fucking toothpaste we'd be using and shit. But yeah, I think that's something that we could go case by case.
Yeah, and I can disagree with the co-parenting, and then just, you know, I think, you know, you have to endure, you know, any situations that are hard as long as it's not obviously, you know, extreme, obviously. But I just recently heard something called financial abuse. When I heard that, I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" When I thought that was a
that's
joke.
the thing.
That is a real thing. I was like, "Oh my god!"
What's
When I hear
financial?
that,
What's financial abuse? Just for
the guy cuts off his wife's credit card. Like, that's
yeah.
financial abuse. I was like, "What the fuck?" This is the
Okay,
world
no,
we're
I
living
will
in
give
right
you a
now.
good example. I will give you an actual example of financial abuse. Okay,
Fuck out of here with that.
you start dating
Chill, my
a
mom be
girl
wasting a
that's
lot of money. She need to put a hold on that card sometimes. I'm not even gonna hold you. Sometimes you need to
My,
do that, bro. I'm
my
not.
mom can do whatever the fuck she
I
wants.
was joking.
My bad. Go ahead, Josie.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So immigrants, let's say, or you bring someone, you decide to put her on K1 visa. Has anyone know the show 90 Day Fiance, for example? Okay. I've gone through that process. I had to immigrate to the US. I didn't have a work permit. I was not legally allowed to have an income. In those cases, when the other person is pretty much 100% responsible for putting a roof over your head, when we say financial abuse is that you have to make sure that he's happy so that you can get the things that you need or the things that you want. How do you keep him in a good mood? Or if it's like, let's say I say, oh, I'm gonna go for a bike ride. It's like, oh, all you care about is go ride your bike, and well, you can be for sure that whatever thing he was supposed to pay for, it's like, yeah, well, you can be sure that you can forget about it. That you're like, crap. So you can do what you normally have on your schedule, because otherwise he's going to take something away from you, and it's not something that you always want. Sometimes it's some things like you need, like I'm not going to pay for your prescription and shit like that. That happens a lot when like you get into those relationships that involves visas, immigration, because you're kind of, I wouldn't say that you're stuck, but it's like you so freaking committed to that thing. Like immigration is rough mentally, and you're like, I can't just like give up, you know? It's
I
like
wouldn't
there's
say
a lot more to it.
I wouldn't say that's
Yeah.
just like a visa situation. I think like anyone that has to depend on anyone, and they don't have good intentions, whether it's something that's systemic or something that is just who they are, I think you're pretty much fucked. And I think that's a common shit. It's a common thing to have. Where like, I don't know, for example, it's a terrible example, but 90 Day Fiance, we see a lot of these dorks who try to get with these girls, and they manipulate their way into it. They flex their way into it, all because they know these girls want a green card. It's I think that's like a prime example of how some of these losers can be. I do have money, Alex. Thank you for the
Oh.
Yeah,
To all my
thanks, Alex.
Colombianas watching, by the way, you're not getting that green card.
nice.
That's
You
crazy.
said you're the one who said that you would bring them here. I told you, like, lead them over there, go visit them, don't bring them here, because then like they start to like make friends with like the other chick that are in your neighborhood, and they're all like white chick born and raised here, and they all turn fucking feminazis. and
There's
shit.
first of all, there's a lot of good women here. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of good women. I have one girl that I see sometimes. She's a really good girl. I mean, I'm just not ready to be in a really committed relationship, but and she's not a fucking feminist. She doesn't have any hatred towards men. You know, she's really cool, you know. She hits me up every now and then, and but
fucking?
it's just
Y'all fucking.
I'm a man of God. I can't be saying that
You're
kind of
lying.
So
You're
that's a yes.
lying.
Okay.
You're
stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways, on the real though, not all women are hoes and feminists and stuff like that. You just have to travel outside, you know, the major city bubbles to find a
God,
decent chick.
sorry,
Like
that
you
chat.
really do. What?
That comment there, like that's a super chat.
Yeah.
That right there, that's
So a
spot
better
on.
example is when a man tells you to quit your job and he says he'll take care of you, and then threatens to kick you out or not provide you for food when you do not do what he wants. This is the
Is
shit
that the
on
financial abuse that
Yeah.
they speak of? Now,
Yeah.
okay, I was
You can't
speaking on
relate to
behalf.
that.
I was
to me,
speaking on
okay,
behalf
so
regardless.
me, all right. What about in a situation like this? If a woman decides she wants to initiate for a fucking divorce, y'all think she's wrong for this?
I mean,
It depends.
Wait,
why
what do
did
you
she
mean?
want to
She
divorce me?
initiates
Like,
for a divorce?
Wait. If anybody here has daughters, if your daughter is dating a guy that says, "Baby, quit your job, have kids, I love you," whatever the fuck it is people say to whatever, and then you get into a relationship, and then 2 years down the line, you don't look like the same person you were. You may even have, I don't know, postpartum depression, all that shit, whatever it could be that comes with life. And then he says, "You know what? You're not doing what you used to in the beginning." I'm not saying that he should tolerate that, but there's a better way to communicate the things we don't like in relationships. But we go straight from that to, I'm going to cut off the finances until you figure this shit out. Or, you know what? If you don't figure this, I'm going to kick your ass out. You don't think if she decides she wants to push for a divorce, that's wrong? That's wrong?
Well, it sounds like he's pushing for divorce, saying he's going to kick her out.
And that's manipulation. He's not going to do it because he's a pussy. Because he doesn't want to have that shit.
That's by proxy.
I don't know. That seems.
And it was an example. So if somebody, and wait, is this not a common thing where like men manipulate, or not men, great men, shitty men? Let's do that. That's right. I don't want to.
They a lot of, at least from my experience, a lot of those men would have to have some money on them to see that. At least from my own experience, the only time where I have experienced that is similar to what Josie said. People with green cards manipulating their way with money and things and holding things hostage and payments. Because of that, that's the main thing where I see the term financial abuse. But things like that, I mean, I think it would be wrong too if my daughter went through a scenario like that. Because especially in a relationship, bro, like you don't sit here and like, they're not a dog. You don't put them on timeout if you're not coming to an agreement or something is wrong. Like that's weird to me.
That's why it's called abuse.
Because they don't have frame. They're like fucking betas. So the only way they can control you is by financial, me knowing that you are not legally entitled to walk down to Starbucks and get a job and start the next day. You just can't do that. It's really like, it's a little more complicated to like get a job and make money. You need to be like pretty much like 1099 and build your own stuff without him noticing.
Okay, that aspect I can understand about, you know, the whole manipulation. You know, you hold all her accounts, and
They keep 'em
palm your
broke.
hand and everything. I understand that.
Keep 'em broke.
Okay, that's just I don't know. But
How are you supposed
I was
to
actually
like
thinking
get
about something
out?
completely. By the way, when I heard the full financial abuse thing, I was thinking more like, she spent the credit card to now I'm in like fucking 400 credit score type
It's because
thing.
you got
Not
money.
so
and
much.
Yeah,
You
you
think
got it
everybody
from
got
like
money,
freaking
and you
black
think
pill
that's
slash
the
red
example.
pill.
You're knee deep in the red pill stuff, brother. That's what it is. You
I'm
got these
not.
red-
No. I'm just saying this is what I heard from the girls talking about this financial abuse bullshit.
Like, how are
And I
you
was
supposed to have a car if you don't work? Him, okay. How are you supposed to put gas in the car? Oh, a debit slash credit card. Okay. If he decides to log the credit card and you just can't use it and you just want to go away, go for a drive just to like breathe, like take a step back just to relax a little bit. And he thinks, oh, like she's leaving or something. Well, yeah, he locks the freaking credit card, and honestly, that's like shit like that happens to you. That's when you realize that, man, and you don't have money. Like literally, like, oh, I don't have money. No. Like there is no like balance left that you can spend. Okay, like you have $0 to spend. You cannot do shit. Okay, like you can't even walk because you're gonna need to buy a water bottle at some point or buy like a freaking like bar or some fruit unless you steal it.
Is it because I don't have an accent? But how come when Josie says this thing, there's no contest to this? Because if somebody else heard this shit, they would think this is an
Because I'm
extreme
Harley
example.
Quinn.
I've seen it. So like I've
I'm
seen
Harley
things
Quinn,
like
remember?
that. So I don't really
They're
like what
scared
she's
of me.
saying is
I
what she's
agreed.
saying is
I
accurate.
agree.
They're just
1000%.
scared of me.
No, I'm
That's
not
why.
scared of you. I'm not scared of you, but
You're
No,
I
scared of me.
disagree with
You're
what you're saying.
terrified.
Oh, okay.
You could think that.
It's
I like
especially
the
from
color.
our screen. I'm right next to you.
You can't even point right. You pointed the wrong way, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think that okay, so I'm having a hard time engaging in like the conversation because I just feel like maybe we're just all in different maybe we just all have different anecdotes and different I don't know, our views and relate.
I'm
Maybe my
expecting to
examples.
Berto what financial abuse is.
Yeah, Berto has these examples of women spending a fuck ton of money when there's no money to be spending with. I like to say I'm trying to speak on like normal basis of like healthy, unhealthy relationships, not the extremes. Yes, the extremes exist, but I don't even think
I
they
didn't think
even
that
have
was I didn't think that was an extreme example. It's just
women spending money, bro. How many?
my hard-earned money. If I go and fucking like work and all of a sudden I come back with like an $80,000 bill on some bullshit.
Well, why do you let her do that in the first place?
Okay, this is
You
an example.
had to set
This
that limit
has
on
never
that
happened to
card.
me. This did not happen to me. This did not
Women
happen
are
to me.
scared
You had to set the limit on that card. That's on you.
Yeah, exactly. My limit is it's like $50 a week. There, you happy?
Wait. $50 a week. What do you mean $50 a week?
Yeah, that's
Like
all she can spend a week. If she wants to spend any money, it's $50.
How the hell is $50 enough for a week? That's
Is
crazy.
she supposed to go to
that's
the
not my
Costco
problem.
because that's not going to be enough?
Yeah, that's OD.
Oh man, no,
But I do think
she's living with me. She's living with me though. That's the thing.
What the
So
fuck does that
whatever I
mean?
buy,
You're buying
everything's
the
all good.
groceries.
I buy the groceries,
Mhm.
and we're
So
all
what
good
does
to
she have
go.
to do?
Oh, just staying around home, look sexy as shit, beta look.
You do the shopping?
Are
Fuck
you
no, I
lying
never
to?
know.
Are you lying to us
Yes,
right now? I
he
don't
is.
believe
He's
you.
I'm
in
just fucking with you a
satire
little
mode.
bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
guys,
but
there's no way you go shopping. Guys don't do that.
first of all, obviously, if I have a woman living with me, she is gonna, have shopping money, for groceries, necessities in general, but not for like a $30,000 Gucci bag.
That's
Yeah, I
stupid.
think-
Like, no, you're not.
Keep going to this example, Berto. What are you dating?
That's financial abuse that a
Yes,
lot of people
yes.
talk
Wait.
about.
Wait, Angela. What he's saying is mainly he went to extreme, but is mainly misspending, right? Especially
A
when
little misspending. That's all.
Especially
yeah.
Okay,
with us
that's
being
like the
together.
freaking. Okay, hear me out. That's like the freaking kids in Newport Beach because I live in Orange County, California. Okay, I'm near like Huntington Beach, Costa Mesa. Okay, the freaking kids in Newport Beach where like mom goes to like yoga with the Louis Vuitton bag. Okay, like they would be calling fucking child services because their parents don't want to get them the new like motorbike that all their friends have.
But
Be
the
like, my
thing is,
parents are financially abusing me. They only give me a $200 a week instead of $700. That's
But
like the same shit. Like, forget the Gucci bag. Like, that's stupid.
The thing is with a lot of people, especially relationships, and I know a few couples that go through this as well. Especially when us as a couple we're trying to build our finances. There are times where it could be the man or the woman. It doesn't have to be a woman all the time. It could be the man or the woman. You know, they misspend too much, probably too much on fast food, too much at the mall when they see something. My mom is a habit of this, where when she goes outside, sees something, she'll grab it, and you know she misspends a lot. So it's not really, I wouldn't really call it financial abuse when my father's like, yo, like, you got to chill out with this, like, or we're gonna have to
Abuse
put a
is
hold on the
when,
car.
you know, when they say, do I really need this or I want this? If you
A lot
need
of
it,
people, a lot of people go with what they want. My grandfather too. My grandfather goes with what he wants and wastes his money on pointless stuff. And my grandmother
but
has to keep
financial
reminding.
abuse is when you need it and then they won't give it to you because
So
they
that's
know that you
financial
literally
abuse.
need it. That's financial
Okay.
abuse.
What is
Yeah,
the
I wouldn't.
necessity?
Hmm?
Like when you're spending something that it's crossing over in like your money that you need it for like your you know your day-to-day shit. So if you're spending it and it's
Prescriptions,
harming everything, yeah. So okay. Yeah.
stuff
And
like
like
that.
Berto buying bags and shit when you should be, I don't know, buying groceries. Like that's the financial abuse when
I
someone's
have
just
a
abusing you if you have to hard
$15
money.
fill-up purse from like Ross. Like, give me a break.
Yeah,
There's no
that's you.
$30,000 purse here.
Yeah, but that's you. A lot of people want that $30,000 purse
I
or
don't know
Well,
about
two
fuck
hundred
them. I
dollars.
don't know.
I
$200.
don't this
You're
is
not
why
bougie.
yeah.
That's just you. You're not
Uh,
bougie. A lot of people are bougie. They
no
want
no
that
no
little
no no
extra
I
no
like
no
stuff.
no.
my stuff. I have Chanel makeup.
A
Well,
lot
there
of
you
bougie
go.
people are bougie. So when we say a lot of people, that's assuming that a lot of women are bougie. That's
A
like
I
very
saying
didn't
a
small
say
lot.
I didn't
percentage.
say
Very
women. I
small
said people.
percentage.
Men can be bougie as well.
But if we're talking about like them spending their money, that's not the complaint because it's their fucking money. Like, is that what we're talking about here? Like women like
No,
abusing the guy's power and his money? What are
no.
we
I'm
talking
just
about
I'm
then?
just saying people in general have misspending habits, and people in general just they pay for too much because they're trying to be bougie. For example, guys buying Jordans. That's bougie. You don't need to be buying Jordans like that when they cost $200 and something
Jordan's is
dollars.
bougie.
Guys
Yeah,
spending
to
like
me,
$10,000 to get their Kia dropped a little
But do you guys
lower.
think that poor spending
yes.
habits is a
That's
cope? Like
dumb.
that's definitely like a cope for something that you're lacking in
No,
life.
it's a fear of
It's
loss.
an
Everybody,
irresponsibility
it's a
more
fear.
than a code.
It's a fear of loss. It's I learned this when I used to work in like what do you call it? Retail stores and even sales. It's just you create especially the marketing people, you create a fear of loss for people, a fear as if they're missing out. And the more and more people that follow that trend, the more and more people is like, oh, let me catch up with the trend. It's one of the main reasons why iPhones get bought all the time, even though it's damn near the same thing every single time, because everybody wants that new iPhone. Has a fear of loss as if they don't
No,
have the
that's
new
because their
iPhone.
performance decline when the new version comes out. So, like, if you work
They
with
did
your
start doing
phone, you
that.
know,
Yes,
you
they
need
did
the
start
new
doing
one
that.
because they work like shit.
Oh, fear of missing out. My bad, JJ Carver. Fear of missing out. I think fear of loss was something we created in sales, and I just was reminded about that. But fear of
Or
missing out.
the opposite would be the feeling that something hasn't disappointed you yet. Yeah.
Maybe this is also a case by case scenario. So in my opinion, as someone that's in Miami, I think that there's girls that get with guys that got no business being together. So instead of actually building on that relationship, she goes and spend money to compensate for the shitty ass relationship they have together. To me, that's a cope because you should be spending time with each other, growing. But because he dates her because she's young and hot, whatever, and she's with him because he's financially stable, she ends up just kind of coping by just spending all his fucking money, which is like the worst thing to do. So I wouldn't really like label that as fear of missing out. There's nothing to miss out on.
Wait,
Maybe.
repeat that. My bad. I had to. What you say? I had to read something real quick.
Yeah. I'm saying that in the scenario, it's a case by case scenario then because not everybody is like a fear of missing out. Like
Yeah.
for example, a girl in Miami that's like dating a guy, and they should be building with each other, but instead she's spending his money because she actually doesn't want to spend time with him. She wants to spend his money instead. It's a cope. Like instead of actually dealing with like the fact that this isn't a real relationship.
Yeah, but then it goes back to the point you said before about things being extreme. Like that's probably an extreme thing, like as a coping mechanism. I do agree though, like every scenario is different and everything in life should be taken like scenario, but we're talking about like the average of things. Average people just be buying stupid stuff for no reason.
I always think there's a reason for something. Am I crazy for thinking this? Like if you don't have a healthy
Yeah,
relationship,
some people are good
shitty.
salespeople that can sell things to themselves, making themselves believe that they need it. I'm really good at that.
The reason is the trend that they want to follow. That's the reason.
Okay,
But there's
so
no deeper. There's no deep. Remember, I told you about simplicity. There's no deeper meaning into that.
no. Well, okay, again, complex situation. All right, if we're saying like if people can be sold into things, if you have good parents, can anyone convince the kids to be transgender?
What?
If you have kids right now, Berto, can anyone convince your kids to be transgender? If a good salesman comes by, you should be trans. Is that possible?
If I'm not in his life and I'm not doing my job and he accepts that bullshit from a stranger and they think about it, I think that's a very good salesman, and I would probably shoot him after.
No, but no, to the example.
That's
if
such a crazy extreme.
No, it's not. It's an analogy. Like, listen, hear me out. You guys, like, if you have two good parents and the kids have everything, and someone goes by and be like, hey, hop in my car. I'm the ice cream man. The kid's like, no, I have ice cream at home. Why the fuck would I go in the car? It's not everyone like, you know what? It was a good salesman. The kid went there. No, my cousins and siblings know, like, we don't fucking barter with terrorists. We don't do stupid shit like that. They don't need that. Now, if you have like a missing, broken foundation, then yeah, they would take the hands of other people. They would take opinions of other people. Salesmen, they would listen to that because it's what's preaching to them. That's why the internet is a big thing, because broken people are on the internet. The internet preaches bullshit. Kids feed into it. Why? Because they have a shitty, broken home. There's no nuclear home anymore. Is that not like an example of what I'm trying to?
No, that's a great example, actually. Lack of leadership. Lack of a voice in the home to tell them, hey, this is bad and this is good. There
are scenarios where parents are the good leaders and kids still be falling for stuff like that.
But
so that doesn't. So like you can't just blame that on the leadership of parents, because human beings would do what human beings want to do. It's what appeals to them, right? And everybody who's born has a certain appeal to them. Now, can ice cream be something that appeals to them more, which is why they're most susceptible to that? Yes, and the parent could do everything that they want and everything that they can do as a parent. But if that's something that they really strongly appeal to, I want some ice cream, man, let me go get that real quick. I mean, that's not really on the parent or some broken home. That's just,
you can be a good parent and give your kid vegan ice cream, but your kid wants fucking artificial sugar all day long. But you're like, no, vegan ice cream is what you get. So yeah, the kids, that doesn't mean you're good. Like, you're trying to be a good parent.
That doesn't mean you're not a good parent. That just means the kid has his own choices.
But if you want 100% crack cocaine and I keep giving you something else that's not crack cocaine, you're gonna take whatever I'm giving you, but you're still gonna seek what you really want. So if a kid wants artificial, shitty sugar ice cream, the parent gives them vegan ice cream. That's why you can be a good parent, but it doesn't negate the fact that the kids still want something, and you still have to give them what they want, or else they're gonna find it elsewhere. Is what I'm trying to say.
Let them find it elsewhere. Then they still understand. That's like the whole point of, my God, raising children is that you have to tell your kids like why you do certain things and why you don't do certain things. Like my parents, for example, I have like a very like alpha type of personality versus my sister, which is a little bit more like, I wouldn't say beta, but like more like following the rules. Like you can't say no because it's a bad idea to her. To me, you can't say no because I said so. I'm going to find a way to do it regardless. You need to talk me out of it. Being like, yo, this is like, I remember when I was like 14 and my friends wanted to go to a nightclub with like fake IDs and everything. And I asked my parents, and my mom said, hey, look, if you go, this is what you're going to encounter. This is why I think you shouldn't do it. But going from there, I mean, you do what you want. I say, yeah, you're right. I probably shouldn't do that. But heck, did I ride my bike to the dollar store to buy cherry blossoms and like Milkways and Mars bars and coffee crisps and chips? Oh yeah, I freaking did. And I'm from an ingredient household, you know.
I want to add on. Can I add on to that real quick? Because
go ahead, Dub.
Because I do want to say this, where I think is very important, where even though that's something that probably going to do, doesn't mean that me as a parent, I have to be the one to give it to them, right? If they want to sit here and go, like, for example,
grandma's there for.
Yes. For example, my family all the time told me, find a good girl, stay away from hoes. And guess what? I went out there, I was getting with hoes, right? they didn't sit here and give me the hose to get with, even though they knew that's exactly what I wanted, because that's a wrong thing that for a parent to do. They shouldn't be doing
Have your
that.
haircut, fucking nice dad.
Yeah, I'm a sit,
I'm
but
gonna
I'm a
give you
sit.
some hose, son.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like a
Yeah,
parent shouldn't
but-
be doing that. I'm not gonna give I'm not gonna give a child what he wants
Yeah.
just because he wants it. No, at the end of the day, there's some rules, and if he still finds a way to get that thing, by all means, that's on him.
Sure.
For example,
Yeah.
me smoking weed in high school, right? My parents was upset with me about me smoking weed in high school. And it was like, why do you do this? Are you okay? Are you depressed? I looked them dead in the face and I told them, I just felt like doing it. I just wanted to do it. It was nothing, no thought process, no insecure. I just felt like doing it.
Yeah, I think that's a good this,
I'm
thing.
gonna
to
Let
step in.
Angela speak.
Stop. I'm gonna
Oh,
fucking
fuck.
forget this shit. Okay,
Go ahead.
stop. Dub made a valid point. Josie made a valid point. But we said, okay, if somebody wants to go to a party, but Living goes to the party, then they realize it's a stupid fucking party and they shouldn't go. That's a one-time offense. Now we're talking about relationships. For example, let's say if somebody has terrible spending habits because they have a fear of missing out. They're consistently doing it because they feel like, why? There's a cope. Now you're saying
There's a cope.
it's a cope. It's two different
Yeah.
things that we're mixing. Like if you make
Absolutely.
a mistake and it burns, then you realize don't do it again. Like Dub, you're saying your parents said don't fuck with hoes. First off, you cannot fight biology. If you have the urge to have sex, that's something that what they verbally said was correct, but their prescription was not the best thing.
But should
Now
they provide the hose for me?
No, you're going to the extreme.
Fuck
The
yeah.
extreme. The
I
extreme
think
is
so.
like,
Thank you. I agree with you.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Angela. Go ahead, Angela.
Sorry.
okay, I just forgot. Okay, so I'm saying, let's say if they wanted to give the right fucking like prescription to it, the most that one parent can do, obviously they shouldn't provide the hose for you, and obviously they shouldn't fucking tell you not to do something. The more you tell someone not to do something, the more someone's going to do something. Now, the correct thing to do is like, hey, date, find who you want to be with, but there's no pressure to get married. Just find who you're. If you happen to date 5 people in your lifetime, it's better than saying, don't fucking do something, or better yet, go be a hoe. That's the one extreme that goes back to we shouldn't go to the extreme. We should be healthy prescriptions is what I'm kind of pushing towards. Now that to me would be a healthier way to be a parent. Not every parent knows how to do that, but that's what I was leading to.
And agreed. And I think there are people that still do that. My parents, for example, they weren't too pushy about it. They weren't too extreme. And at the end of the day, the child or whoever's involved, at the end of the day, they're going to do whatever they want. I'm not going to look at the parent like they didn't do their job. At the end of the day, the kid just sits here. They have to live. They need to go through some things. They need to live life and see how things are, right? And even though like they know what's the right thing to do, a lot of times it's fun to do the wrong thing, and they're just gonna do the wrong thing, and that's just how it is. So, like, I don't, I'm not gonna question the parents and not doing their job when the child has their own decisions to make and their own wants and needs that they want to do.
They can have their wants and needs and that family dynamic, but they have to learn to accept no. That's for sure.
Yes.
Because if not, but why? You have to tell them, the pros and cons, of said situation of if anything. Doesn't matter.
But some people don't
obviously
do that. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, that's some shitty parents, and that's not my fault. I can't help
some
that.
Some guys are like that in like a relationship. They're like, why do you not want me to go to Trader Joe's at like 8 p.m. because I said so?
Well, okay, then without any then obviously you don't respect the guy, and second of all, if he doesn't provide you any
tell
any
me
explanation
why.
on why,
Tell
I don't
me
know.
why you don't think it's a good idea. Like, don't be like, oh no, don't do that because I said so. It's like,
okay, if you don't want to go to Trader Joe's, maybe because there's like a bunch of fucking like kids that like to rob people during that time. I don't know.
Say that.
Well, a lot of guys can't. Me personally, it'd be no problem. Like if some girl asked me, "Hey, I need to go to Publix at like 9 o'clock," I'd be like, "I don't think it's open right now."
Publix,
but
right,
yeah, no, you're good. I'm very well aware of Trader Joe's too. But yeah, you always have to if she doesn't trust you, she starts questioning the guy of like why she shouldn't do something, with an attitude. I'd be like, "Are you fucking serious? Like you don't trust my judgment on this?" Then there's lack of respect there, lack of trust.
Have you guys
that's a no for me.
The type of relationships about this? Relationships where it becomes a roommate situation because the mother gets so into being a mother and forgets to be a wife or a girlfriend. Is this something that's relatable at least? Yes, maybe? Okay. Anybody
has Tomasi explains that through details. It is books that you seem to really be into, Angela.
Yeah, he would because he looks like shit. That's why he has to have stats and books on that. So yeah,
I'm just
I don't.
poking it. You don't get triggered.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking back with you on that. I was gonna say again. So okay, so since parents are staying in the relationship in that situation, do you guys think that that will affect the relationship if there's a sexless marriage and they're roommating, but she's parenting the kid by herself essentially? Is there
Oh
any
yeah,
flaws in that?
that affects the relationship. That's
Oh yeah.
that's not the way to do things, man. And some people get caught up in their responsibilities and duties, and not be reminded of some duties that they have to have towards their husband or wife as well. There's plenty of people that do that, and it's not healthy. But they got to work through it, be reminded, and talk to them. There's not really an exact answer on everything because everything's different. So I mean, they just got to realize that. One of my good friends has a hard time with being sentimental with his wife, mainly because he just loves the kids and loves taking care of the kids, and that's his love language. But he's working on he's working on being more sentimental and doing some things extra with the wife at home. And I mean, they're good. The thing is, you just have a good core of people to remind them, to talk to them, to be there for them. And sometimes people don't even realize what they're doing, right? They don't realize that they are affecting the marriage in that type of way. So, that's why it's always important to have good people around you, man, to remind you and keep you on your toes. I mean, I'm not perfect. I'll never say I'm perfect. I'll probably do some fucked up shit. So I need people to remind me too, man. There's never a right answer to everything. We all
But
got
what
our own
if,
flaws.
so off of your logic, you said people gonna do what they want to do. What if you remind someone 1,000 times to do their role beyond? Because I think that people have many roles in relationships. You're a
Mhm.
father, you're a husband, you're a dad, you're a person. It's multiple roles. It's not you're just a husband. Same thing with wives. You're a mother, you're a wife, you're a person, all the above. If you remind someone and they can't seem to pick it up, and you're in this relationship, how does this affect the kids, and how does this affect your relationship?
Well, it could affect our relationship. Me and the kids will probably be fine, but it's like pros and cons, right? The way I look at it, and an older woman actually told me this. Well, an older woman told her daughter, and then her daughter told me is when you do marry somebody and choose to be with somebody for the rest of life, you're actively choosing to deal with whatever flaws that they have and deal with that as well for the rest of their life. So if that's a flaw in which they have, and that's a flaw in which they struggle with, I have to come to understanding that this is something I'm probably going to deal with for a very long time. Um, I'd rather deal with that flaw rather than, it's like what Kat was talking about, choosing lesser evil. I'd rather deal with that flaw than a woman not be loyal to me. I'd rather have that flaw than a woman not hold it down with me and go through trials and tribulations with me and leave at the first go. I'd rather go through something like that than all those other times, because at least in this scenario, we take care of our kids at home and doesn't really affect that as much. If me and our relationship takes a hit, nothing in life is going to be perfect, to my point. So if that's one thing to take a hit from my family, fuck it. I don't care. It's my family.
Man, I would be cheating like a motherfucker if it became sexless 100%. I refuse to ever be in a sexless relationship. But I wouldn't take that. I would not bring that back home. That's for sure.
So
But
what if you're married with kids and you said you won't accept it? So you won't divorce her? So what? You gonna bring in another bitch, another hoe? What are you doing here?
well,
Because
yeah, I'll go snoop
everybody on this
around.
panel is like against divorce, which is for the most part because it's not healthy for the kids, whatever. So let's say you're in a relationship where you're all practically roommates. How does one handle the situation? What is your coping mechanism?
Are we
to
married,
bring
or
this-
are we married, or just a regular relationship?
I'm a woman of God, so I only speak of marriage, sir.
Okay, here we go. If we're in a marriage and it becomes sexless after a few years and have a few kids, and I try to, seek out why it's like that, and we're still not getting it on. It's going to be safer to keep her according to the law for us men, and also I would just go out on business trips more often than not.
Damn, you
That's
cheating on your
all.
girl? That's crazy, bro.
Damn.
Oh yeah, well, it's sexless
Yeah.
marriage. I'm not, dude. I got my
Hey,
needs.
man, you gotta be
If
a
she doesn't want to
man,
have sex with
bro.
me,
Don't get
I am gonna
married,
be a
like-
man. I would tell her. I would 100% tell her. I'm like, look, if you and I are not gonna be doing this, we're gonna work out this as
Get a
parents
sex
to
doll,
make
man.
sure.
Ew.
No, that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna be fucking, and it's not gonna be no
You should
damn
gonna fuck
inanimate
forever,
objects.
like-
You're too
I
caught
I
up in your
just
lust.
thought of someone with a relationship like that because I didn't think I knew anybody like that. But then I remembered my ex-boyfriend, his parents did not sleep in the same bedroom, did not hug or kiss or anything.
Wow.
And he said he had never seen them hug or kiss his entire life. but they were very committed to each other. They're still married. They did what they had to do. And I, for one, believe that he had, you know, hoes on the side. And, you know, the mom she hated him. We don't know what happened. She just hated him and she would not like touch him, but she made him dinner. She cleaned the house. She did all the things she had to do. And he got those needs met elsewhere. Did it ruin him? Yeah. He was a complete mess. But I mean, it's a way better situation for him. Like now he has kids of his own and he takes them to their house and he has the grandparents both there. They love the grandchildren and they're happy and it's a good Christmases and holidays and stuff like that. And eventually the father got too old where he didn't have sexual desires and stopped going out, and he still has a friendship with the woman. I mean, it's not ideal. None of this is ideal, but we're talking about, you know, life is not going to be always like, you can't just expect everything to be perfect all the time. And sometimes you make the wrong choice. I definitely think she chose wrong because she was just trying to get him from somebody else and he didn't really like her. So she trapped him.
You kind
And
of
then,
need to be best friends too.
Damn,
I know too much.
sucks.
That's a wild scenario. I know a couple older, around in their 60s, and they don't really do the deeds like that, and we always make fun of them about doing the deeds. But I mean, they live with each other, been married for fucking what, 50 60 years, no, 50 years, 40 years now, still with each other, hold it down with each other, raise the family together. Beautiful people. I love them to death. Well, I mean, if that's the way they want to live, that's the way they want to live, and they're working it out. So
Yeah, I personally, I this is just me talking, just my
I gotta
opinion.
go.
Like,
Though.
I
Salute
would,
to you guys. Nice meeting y'all.
all right, take it easy, man.
Bye, Deb. Thanks for being
Peace.
here.
Gotcha.
But
Nice
anyways,
to
like
meet you.
I would be very open with my wife at the, you know, I'll be like, hey, we ain't fucking, I'm gonna take this, you know, business elsewhere, you know, and she doesn't agree with that, but still wants to maintain the relationship due to us having kids. Cool. Now, if she wants to divorce me because of that, because she still doesn't want to have sex with me, then unfortunately I have to, you know, face the financial, you know, issues that come with it. I mean, it's gonna fucking suck, but you have to
So-
Don't you get
understand
tired
why
at
the
some
hell
point?
it becomes
Like-
sexless. What?
So I don't think people just okay. So in order for one to get married, you actually have to be compatible, right? Is that fair to say? Nobody just says we're
Mm.
Of
compatible.
course.
Well, like for the healthy part. Let's ignore the ignorant ghetto shit. But healthy relationships, we're all in honeymoon phases. We get into it. Obviously, you're fucking like rabbits. So there's two women on the panels. Do you guys feel like if a woman decides to not have sex, is there
Divorce
a reason
her.
why? No, is there a reason why women don't want to have sex? Or is it just like, I don't know, she just doesn't want to fuck the guy and she's just being completely impulsive and that's something that we should just like ignore?
Well,
I mean, if
had
it
a lot
sucks,
of
she
people.
won't want to.
I'm sorry.
I've had a lot of people that come to my podcast on health, and a lot of people were like hormone doctors, and they would give hormone replacement therapy to women. And they actually said that if a woman
BRB.
wants to have sex a lot, that's a problem. So, like, I have bad hormones. That's why I'm always down for that. But that's not a normal thing for a woman. And they're saying like a woman should want to maybe 2-3 days in her cycle. I've never experienced that, but that's normal. So, and they said when you're in the honeymoon phase or whatever, the woman's sex drive, her testosterone is going to rise, so she's going to want it more, which gives the man a false sense of her sex drive. So then he commits to her with this false sense of a sex drive, and then guess what happens? Her sex drive goes back to normal, and then she doesn't want to, she doesn't initiate, she's not in the mood, and she doesn't feel like faking it, and that's when you get the girls that just lay there, whatever. I mean,
so honeymoon phase is two people putting effort. So if the honeymoon phase goes away, that's a guy and a girl thing, right? So, right? No?
what do you mean?
So you're saying the honeymoon phase is where women trick men with their false sense of like sexual activities? No?
It's not a trick. It's the hormones will actually shift because it's new, and because if he has resources and he's going to commit to her, those things rise her testosterone and her sex drive. That's just natural. It's just like in the beginning, it's exciting, it's fun, and the hormones go up.
So relationships are not supposed to be fun and
Oh
exciting.
shit!
In the beginning,
But what about throughout?
Oh,
they're supposed to be peaceful. But we're talking about sex drive or like the emotions. and
Yeah.
excitement.
So the reason why I'm questioning, because I'm curious on how that works, because for maybe me again, yes, I think that relationships have highs and lows. I completely agree with that. It's not always peaceful and stuff. It's not always fucking exciting. But I don't think that the only time relationships should be like high or like sex should be enjoyable is only honeymoon phase, just because we're in
So
like.
we're just talking about sex.
Oh, I'm talking about all the above, because I'm questioning on how does one maintain a relationship then if we're only solely relying on like the high sex drive to be in the beginning. What about throughout the relationship? Like,
Well,
this is like a healthy
men's-
amount.
Okay, what are you trying to?
I guess
ask,
I'm
though?
confused on, like, we're basically saying that relationships are doomed is what we're saying.
No,
like,
nobody's saying that. We're just saying that in the beginning, a woman's sex drive is higher naturally because it's a new partner, it's a new relationship, so her testosterone rises. And then after a couple months, when she's committed, when
Stop
there's
it,
no
Kat.
more,
Stop it,
this
Kat.
is not me talking.
because I disagree with that, because to me, like, okay, maybe I think the
Stop it,
longer
Kat.
you're in a relationship with someone, the longer you get to know them, I think like the more you build with them, at least, not just like some complacent shit. I think like the way that I feel about my husband, I'm like, I love my husband and I get excited to see him. I don't just feel like it's like, oh, we're just doing it to do the deed. That honeymoon may not be exactly from the very beginning, but we look forward to the intimate parts of our lives and all that shit and all the fun parts of it, because we create and we cultivate those moments. We don't just solely rely on the fact that we just are together and it was nice knowing each other in the beginning. So I'm curious as to how one cannot recreate a moment with each other to continuously not drag our feet or saying like, it is what it is. Like, that's your hormones in the beginning, but what about throughout? That's
Okay, so all I'm talking about is biology. I'm not talking about like how to cultivate it or anything like that. I'm just saying that's why I'm not in that type of relationship, but I'm just saying that's what they told me, because I was like, why are there so many sexist relationships? And he said it's a hormonal issue, and then guys don't understand that that's not her actual sex drive until like a couple months or even a couple years into a relationship where her actual sex drive will be visible to him. But the cultivating thing, yes, you need to do that. You need to have date nights. You need to have little adventures together. You need to go do things alone. Yeah, and that's gonna, anything that relaxes the woman will make her in the mood. She has to be completely relaxed, so she's not thinking about work. She's not stressed about money or stressed about the kids. When she's relaxed, her testosterone will go up enough that she'll be more in the mood.
Got it. So everybody heard that. Do not put the bar up too high in the beginning, because if we do this shit too high, then we can't maintain this shit, because it takes a couple of years to find the balance of the actual hormones of the sex drive. I just want to make sure, right?
For women.
For women in specifics.
Yes. Okay. Men's does go down, like I think by their 40s or so.
Early 40s, late 30s.
Yes, that's when they start
getting.
And that's also when women's will start to go up, which is so funny.
Right.
I guess.
And then it's like the flip situation.
I got a question for the panel. Do you believe in a marriage, sex is a duty? Consensually, obviously.
Duty?
Yes. It's a duty to give that booty.
A duty. Yeah, there you go. You said it for me.
Wait.
Like, what define a duty?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you define duty? Like, is this like a derogative term or like
a
something?
chore?
No, it's not a derogatory at all.
It's just a joke. It's just, you should have sex, even if you're not in the mood for your partner, because maybe they need intimacy, maybe they need a release from stress, maybe they can't sleep at night and they're just like, hey, help me.
Oh yeah, well, that's pretty. Like, I mean, if you love somebody, to me, it's relationships are not very like tit for tat. It's not very like pound for pound. Like, if somebody needs it, like if you love, my husband wants food, then I cook food. If he knows like I'm fucking on my period and I'm feeling like shit, then he does whatever makes me happy. So it should be extended not just to intimate parts, to everything else. So I wouldn't make that exclusive to sex. But if we were talking about sex, sure, then yeah, I wouldn't just make it just that.
With you, Angela.
Yeah. I think that sometimes people are pretty fucking selfish this day and age. I think that we're all fucking in our feelings about everything that we don't have. So the only thing we can really pry on is like how men biology, like their biology, we can't fight on that. Like, they're going to need that. And with women, I think our emotions that's the only thing we fucking have, because without your emotions, you don't want to have sex. If I'm wrong, correct me. If I'm not emotionally happy with him, I'm not going to want to have sex. I don't have the testosterone boasting through me like him. So if that is not like checked off the list, then I'm not going to have sex. So for us, it's more so like, who wants to pour water in each other's cup first? You do it or I do it. Whoever does it first, then we're happy. So that's how I view it. Anybody else?
Answers.
Yeah. Berto, I'm assuming you're thinking it's a duty because it's more of a benefit for you than it is for the girl, even if she's unhappy. Yes? No? Maybe?
If she's on, whoa, easy there. If there's like some issue going on, like, you know, the period and shit, it's like, all right, I can understand. But, you know, it's all consensual, obviously. I'm not going to make her do something she doesn't want to do. But if it goes like 2 or 3 months without any sex and there's no real medical issues, I do believe a man is, you know, in his right to leave that relationship. Now, if it's in a marriage, then I do believe in his, because we do have a high testosterone. Even the fattest, most out of shape person that's never touched grass, he still has a higher testosterone than the most in shape woman, you know, lifting weights and breaking records. All right. It's just a fact. That's just a biological fact. And he's still going to be a lot hornier than that woman, no matter what. So what I'm saying is, in a relationship, she's going to be sexless, leave him or leave her, excuse me. And then now in a marriage, if she's not down with the program and you bring it up and even tell her up front, hey, I'm going to be fucking, you know, like, and if it's not you, you know, I'm going to be seeking my own shit.
Yeah, I would like to see how that's possible when 1 in 3 men are virgins or sexless in the past year. If you can't get it from other people, how you're going to get out of a marriage?
I'm not saying that's like you know, an everyday thing. I'm talking about within a relationship, the confines of a relationship. That's all. And I'm not talking about
hardworking man. Wouldn't you be like too tired?
Fuck no.
There's
I work
no such
88.
thing.
I work 85 hours a week, man. I bust my ass all the time. I have to be up in 4 hours. I told Angela I was gonna be only on here for an hour. Now it's almost 11:41. But I took a nap earlier, so that helped me out. So I work for a little company, just my little thing. I don't have shit.
What's the name of your company, by the way?
I'll tell you later. I'm not gonna say it out here.
Pornhub.
But anyway.
No, they're from Montreal. I wouldn't know. That's my hood. Pornhub, they're from my hood.
True.
My people made that.
So,
but anyways,
local business.
Yeah, but anyways, on the whole, like, you know, sexless thing, yeah, it sucks, you know, about the 1 in 3, you know, guys are married. I'm still trying to figure out where the hell that exact, you know, thing came from. I mean, I don't think, you know, it's too off by that, you know. I don't think it's, I don't know. I just have to see an exact where they got that stat from. It's like, I don't think it's off-putting, but I kind of do believe it because I have run into a lot of people that are genuinely, you know, afraid to even approach a woman, right? Especially, you know, with this whole Me Too and believe all women. I definitely understand that.
You gotta stop.
I don't get approached.
But that's besides the point.
Like,
that's besides the point. I work. I know. No, but you said, you know, the whole sexless thing, right? You know, like you said, a lot of men are sexless nowadays, or
because they don't have confidence, because they don't have direction, because they don't know themselves.
Yeah.
Like this is something that we need to focus on. But like, I personally think that if you're in a relationship, you're in a committed relationship, obviously there is a point where you did like each other to want to have sex. We're not just solely depending on the biology of each other. So the question is, if we don't fucking like each other, she doesn't want to have sex. And to a guy, it's like, all right, let's bring this shit back to where we started. Let's bring back the fucking courting shit. Let's figure out the source of this instead of just saying, well, I'm just gonna get another bitch to fuck with. I think that's just like a crazy solution. What's up, Josie?
People just let go. They feel they get too comfortable. So you meet your girl or your guy when you're single. Your guy's like doing his guy things with his guy friends. He goes to the gym and shit. Okay, like when you're with a woman, I'm sorry, but like all people, even my roommates that like hang out around me, I don't know why everybody gains like 25 pounds of like from like eating too much, because like I cook a lot. I really like to cook. I always cook for everybody. So of course I cook for my men, you know. But man, that there's guys that like get way too comfortable with that, and then if they get like too much into their work or their job, they stop going to the gym. Now put on that oh well, I already have a girlfriend. It's not like I need to like go out and, you know, like look, you know, like handsome. You know, they feel a little comfortable. I just think that sometimes like that little like belly fat, you know, I think like you hear a lot of like men complaining about like, oh, my wife got fat, or she gained weight, or she had a baby and like she's not as attractive as she used to be. Like, I'm sorry, like that goes the other way around and we really don't talk enough about it. Maybe it's just me because I grew up around guys. So I'm like, I pulled a reverse card, but I'm like, I mean, sorry, like you get like a little like chubby fatty. I'm like,
Yeah, I think as
no.
far as like physical shit, yeah, I think to a certain degree, like depending how long one has been together. The physical thing is one thing. I think one some people can probably just compartmentalize it, but once the physical stuff starts affecting your self-esteem and how you operate on your day-to-day basis, whether it's your emotions or sexual activities or just how you are with each other, that really factors in. Because there's some people who will just love like women who have kids, their body's not the same. I don't see men saying like, like, she has stretch marks. Like it's only like that if she's disgusting, she's rude, she's stinky, terrible hygiene,
Men
whatever
are
the
the
hell.
romantics, I think. I feel like that just like they're gonna love you because that's like the body that like carried your mini you, that's your
Wait, you
children.
don't think
That's
women
like
are the romantics either? It's just men?
men are more romantic than women, I think
They
that
don't
it's
even
a
talk about their
cultural thing.
emotions. I don't know how they can be romantics if they don't even like
How,
acknowledge or like,
how
express
is
their
it romantic to
emotions.
talk about your emotions?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
I would
don't
like
have
to see
to.
some.
No, I disagree. Men can be romantic without showing emotions.
Like getting
It's
your dick
easy.
hard or like what? I don't get
I
it.
mean,
Like
that's
what does
one
that mean?
way, but it has nothing to do with your penis either.
So
I
show
don't
me how
know.
men can be romantic then. Like if
You
they're
ask
more
them.
than
You ask the
more than
woman if they're
women.
interested in a woman. They're gonna ask them questions of what they like. It's simple as
Well,
that.
no, no,
That's a romantic gesture
wait.
right
So
there.
we're going back to like beginning relationships or like maintaining because you do this thing where like
Okay,
you're
we're
talking about
talking. All right, we're gonna
engaging
talk
into
about
Where's the
relationships.
okay.
routine?
God damn it! All right, if we're maintaining this relationship, I don't know whatever he did before to woo her. For them to love each other.
Don't get
Why not
fat.
bring that? Yeah, don't get fat for one. Yeah, I'm all
It's
for
not
that.
hard.
Actually,
Like you're
yeah,
drinking too much scotch or too much
too much
whiskey.
soy.
Like
Do you guys know what like resentment is in a relationship? Like even if you want to bring
yeah,
it back, there's resentment. So let's say he's like, "Fuck, I want to bring
mm,
it back," but she's been bitching about this. She almost cheated on me or something, or she's been a nagging for years. How? And these are extreme examples, but they are examples that do happen. There's resentment, or what we call water in the boat. How can one bring it back when I look at you with resentment? I don't want to court you. I don't want to submit to you, or something like that. So it's like these things sound very easy, but like Josie said, like if I'm not attracted to you because of the way you've treated me or
oh yeah.
the lack of sex, you can't bring it back. It's almost impossible to bring it back.
I always bring back the fact that when it comes to sexless relationships and lack of romance is because Josie already hit up on it is the weight that seems to be the cause. I know people have women have kids and then you get stretch marks. I have no problem with that, but if she has no dedication to getting herself healthy, I don't want her to be a stick either. I don't find that attractive. But a woman
Because
that
it's
can like burn
disrespectful
that
too.
fat off,
Like
yeah, it gives you a bad look as a guy. Like this
it's
is my
like you're
wife, and
not
then she
worth
looks,
maintaining. So
yeah, it's disgusting.
I think
So
for average relationships, I don't know what the average I don't know stat is for people in America that are obese. I think the average couple
a
is
lot.
not like the hottest or the fittest. So yeah, I mean we're all here. I don't think everybody here looks like shit. I think everybody looks pretty good for their age. Everyone looks pretty
Yeah, we're
healthy.
all a
So
pass.
so yeah, I think like everybody here has like a pretty healthy standard. But I think for the average person, even if they do gain weight, most likely the husband had gained weight. They both gained weight. Now the relationship part, it's something they have to communicate on. Like
No, dude,
yeah,
I'm serious. Like people are so fucking like ugly. I'm sorry, but like I walk around, I go to like the store and stuff, and I'm just like, God, people are so bad looking. Like if you just look at, I don't know, and I'm just like thinking, how can you let yourself go like that?
yeah,
Like how do
I
you
see it.
hate
I see it.
yourself so
I
much?
I see it all the time. Like every time I travel, literally, as soon as
And on the East
like
Coast
from
too, like
Colombia, but yeah, it doesn't matter where I land in America. No matter where I go outside America, it's literally night and difference of like the thinness and then the fatness that America has, and not just that. When I went even from fucking Belgium to England, you can tell how fucking disgusting the English are compared to the Belgian people. I
oh
was
yeah,
like,
I'm
how is
sorry,
this?
British people. Like I
The
don't know
Brits
what
are
it
just the
is.
most disgusting. It's just disgusting. Like they're fat
Someone's
fucks,
like,
and
okay.
then yeah, it's just disgusting. And I mean, like I said, I leave the country often every year, yeah. And then every time I come back, I look at the airport, I'm like, holy shit, there's some big
Have you ever
bitches
been to
here.
Montreal?
No, I can't go to Canada for another 4 years.
What happened?
Don't worry about it. I can't discuss it on this stream.
thank you for
But
that.
You like
Thank you for
went
the
for
courtesy.
underage people or
say what?
because
Um,
underage people or drinking? Because that's the two
no.
reasons you'd be banned from Canada.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Well, obviously it's not the children part, but yes, I had a DUI many years ago.
Gotcha. It happens
Okay.
to the best of us.
Well, I
And
think
I-
this sums up all the roommate talking points, to the extremes, to the middle, to the poverty, to the 80K credit card bills. I think we've covered, pretty much Harley Quinn to Kat to Beaten Cheeks to everybody here. I think we've kind of
Beating
covered the
cheeks.
extremes.
Like all I have in mind is like, sorry.
Yeah,
Beating
literally.
cheeks.
Um,
Every time the name pop on like a super chat, I like, especially like the TTS, the British BTS, like Beaten Cheeks donated $100. Like fucking hell.
Lord.
Yeah, I like to troll a little bit. I just spoke to Brian earlier today. We discussed some actual business things that's gonna be being put on whatever. So keep a lookout on that.
He's having a problem with
so-
that stalker.
No, it's something else. If you want to discuss it, you can talk to him. I don't want
Yeah.
to put his business out there. But anyways,
Mhm.
Anybody want to do any closing statements or ideas or anything you want to add into today's conversation? And then feel free to shout yourself up and then go ahead and do your thing.
Sure. If you
Go
have
ahead,
a
ladies.
best friend, I don't know, maybe you could like get drunk and like get with him, and like if the sex is like really good, well, he's your perfect man. Okay? And don't friend zone too quickly. That's what I mean. Like if he's hot, it's like, girl, what are you doing? Like, it's like, oh, but he's got like I don't know, like, girl, shut up.
Are you advocating for degeneracy?
Yes. As being a woman of God as well. I'm just being realistic.
Oh,
No,
boy.
like literally, like the relationship I'm in right now, it's like, because like we were like really, really good friends. Like I'm usually like, get annoyed with like being around too many people. Like I'm not the kind of person that goes out and like parties, and I never like to go to clubs, even single as a Pringle. I'm it's not my thing. Like too many people around me, it's super loud. I'm super sensitive to like noises and having people like too close to me. Like I really get like, I get in a state of like I can't think, and like I just get weird. So for me, if I can't hear people talk, I don't like it. So, and I need like my alone time. And that one friend that like I never need alone time with him. Like I don't get tired of like being around. It's like I don't get annoyed by him being around. And I never did. Even when we were just friends, like never needed like a 15-minute like alone time to be like, okay, get back to like being social. I'm a little awkwardly social, as you can tell. And
Cool.
Brenton's like, so
How can people find you,
Yeah.
Josie? Do you want people to find you on social media, or are you off the radar?
yeah, you see my name right there. You see that? You put it all together. That's my username on this platform. I've been taking a break off TikTok. I have a YouTube channel. I make music as well. I've gone through a few issues with my distributor right now, but it's still my art. It's still my work, even though they're stealing my money. Don't pick DistroKid if you need a music distributor, because they'll steal your money.
Beautiful. Thank you, Josie.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Instagram, I do cycling stuff. I'm an athlete as well. And yeah, come hang out wherever. Instagram, I respond.
She responds, y'all. All right, beautiful,
Yeah.
Josie. I'm gonna go ahead and kick you. Bye-bye. Okay, you two. Next victim.
Yeah.
Fine. You can find me on YouTube under my name, Kat Khatibi, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. I do health and wellness, and occasionally have guests on relationship and psychologists as well.
Beautiful. Thank you, Kat. Nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Oops. Shit.
Yeah, that was fucked
Love
up.
you. Love you. Bye. Oh shit. All right, Berto. Say your piece.
Yeah, you guys can follow me on my Rumble and Twitter. I'm pretty damn unhinged. I say all the most censored heavy things that you cannot say on YouTube. I used to do a lot of soccer heavy things, and then I started helping out with the men's health, and advocacy as much as I can. I'm a former veteran, so if you guys ever want to, talk to me about some issues that you may need help with the VA, just let me know. Hit me up on Rumble, just Beatin Cheeks as you see it. But yeah, man, I like to, help out any way I can. And Angela, appreciate it, man. And we should definitely talk about, that infamous video that's, going about you about the passport bros.
I would have,
Not today. Not today.
Yeah, today was
No.
today was a lot. Today was like
Yeah.
a lot of Tomasi talk, and I was like, "Fuck that motherfucker."
I know. I didn't bring that up. I did not bring that up. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'll be having surgery next week from an injury that I got into last year. So I'll be out of commission for a few weeks. Pardon?
Was it a penis injury?
Ooh, not this time. That's already been gone,
Interesting.
Sold it on eBay the other day. Yeah. Someone's making use of it now. But anyways, and then until then, peace.
Later. Bye-bye. Oh, you guys, I'm dead every time I do a fucking show. Thank you everybody for sitting through the stream for 2 hours and 56 minutes. Thank you all the guests who came on and off. As we know, it's always something I never know what to expect every time we do these streams because I always have different people that I'm interacting with. So if this was let me be honest, this was different. I did engage with some, but I couldn't engage with all. I think that it's just different I think we all have different anecdotes, different walks of life. I mean, it just really depends, but I can't say that what they're talking about doesn't exist. It just exists in sectors of the world and different things. So, you guys are great for chilling through this. This was a lot. It was fun. I haven't had those types of conversation in a minute. That's why I'm still processing everything. But yeah, I don't even know if we were even to stay on topic a little bit. There was a lot of disagreements for sure, Modern. Yes, I wasn't ready for it, to be really honest. Almost because I don't really know what to expect when it comes to women in this space. So we have women that are like diehard pick-me's, then we have women who have just I don't know what you would call them, just different opinions. We have people with accents, we have people that are broken, we have women who hate men, we have women everywhere. As you know, I don't necessarily have a label on where I stand. It's just whatever makes more sense and whatever fits the majority and whatever sits for the masses, I would have to say. And I kind of sit where the middle class people, at least my current life that I live for. Yes, it's different for everybody. So there's no extreme example for anybody. So yeah, you may like some things that Kat said. You may like some things that Josie said. You may like some things that Berto said and Dub said. It's up to you to figure out where your life lands with and where you want to go from there. It's just different. If you're looking for absolutes in your life and you're replicating from someone else's, you're gonna be fucking miserable. Is all I'm gonna say. I think it's different. Nobody has my life. I may not have their life. It's different. As my face says it was off, yes, because I didn't relate to some of the things. I refuse to put my kids through something that will affect them. And if we're saying it's two of the evil, it doesn't have to be one extreme or the other. It doesn't have to be, spoiled food or GMO food. There's always a middle in everything, in my opinion. But to each their own. That hoodie looks really comfortable. Where'd you get it from? Probably Amazon. Yeah, it's Dalton, don't even play with me right now. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. Alex, freaking miss you, bro. I really you're the homie. If we could ever, build this bridge back, please. I'm begging, not begging. Just a conversation, bro. We got rid of all the schizos. But if not, then that's okay too. I'm just saying. The olive branch is there. I miss you. Just want to say, we all miss you. The team misses you. We got rid of most of the schizos. Okay, I'm doing too much. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for the super chats. That was very kind of y'all. I really appreciate that per usual. Don't really expect it. And make sure you keep up with us in the Discord and probably hang out in the VC for probably an hour and a half if I can stay up that long. But love you guys. Bye. Bye, Modern Welfare. Appreciate you. Bye, Zarex.